Welcome to episode 13 of the Gilded Plays not Storm King's Thunder, Sky King's Tomb. Different king, different
STK,
SKT. It's the good SKT. No, they're both SKT. This is the good one. Storm King's Thunder was a train wreck, top to bottom, garbage campaign, 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. Sky King's Tomb, on the other hand, great, love it. Episode 13 of Gilded Plays Sky King's Tomb, or 25 in Jordan Reckoning. When last we left off, the heroes had just finished an extended library session where they interacted with the volumes of texts, the artistically carved friezes, and the occultly invested statue hall, I guess it would be the way to say that, to learn some real history, and had some revelations, hopefully, and apparently the statues of Fergaz and Roldaman did not like that. They took ire to your lies, they say, as they animate and begin to attack you. So we're going to start the session by rolling initiative. So I'm going to pull you over to the scene. We're going to go to combat. I'm going to need to move this camera around a little bit, because that's a mess.
God, I can't see anything.
Yeah, you can't see anything. You should all have Fog of War cleared, hopefully. I did try to do that for... No fog... Okay. I will turn off fog exploration. You should be able to see the entire scene now. What the hell?
Nope. Unless the whole scene is just like this big.
No.
No, I reloaded. It's like a really actually kind of tragic shape for me right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's not great. Yeah, not my favorite. I turned off fog exploration. If disabled... Oh, God, that does the opposite of what I want it to do. So I'm just gonna drag you all over the fucking place so that you can get fog exploration, because apparently fog exploration is player-based, not token-based. So you actually needed to be logged in at the time that I explore it for you, which is frustrating. Okay, Grom, you should now have plenty of visions.
Yeah, looks like lots of visions.
Okay, cool. And I think Archie as well.
I still just have what I can see right here.
Okay. Then you went in the wall for a second. Whoopsie doodle.
So much vision for you.
Yep.
Yeah, for a brief bit there, a whole new area opened up.
Archie gets to look at the back rooms.
Yeah. Okay. Some fucking luminal. Okay, everyone should have vision of at least most of the scene now. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I know that I have a lot more than I started with. I cannot tell you if it's most of the scene or not.
Okay. Thank you, Jordan. What was I saying? Oh, yes. We're starting with combat. So let me select all of the initiative combatants and jam you in initiative. And then this is entirely for Aren's benefit and for stream's benefit. I'm going to hit a cool button.
I need you to understand, if it's the library page turning ASMR anything, Foundry's muted for me.
It is not. It is in fact two of the statues changed.
Okay.
And
I did see it. I did see that when I zoomed in on me. I was trying to look at the whole scene.
Okay. So there's a statue of Fergaz and a statue of Roldaman, and we're going to get some music. And I'm going to turn off Ancestor's Walk because that was terrible. Don't want to begin just yet. So I'm going to roll for NPCs, and y'all are going to roll your initiatives.
It is very hard sometimes to roll initiative when you roll for all the NPCs at once because the die keeps moving around.
Well done, Archie. You critically failed initiative.
Yeah.
Which kind of tracks, because you're... Oh, wow. That's interesting. So I went through the VOD of last session just to remind myself where you were during the last round of research. Grom and Baroom, you were in the statue hall, and Archie, you were in the halls of freezes. I mercifully put you not that far away, but Grom was not actually contributing meaningfully to the research at this time because he failed.
What do you mean?
So Baroom is the one who's actually like right up in the fight. So Grom, you're kind of around the corner when you hear the grinding of stone on stone. Yes, Aren.
Point of order, what's Crowhan doing?
That's a good fucking question. I don't remember who Crowhan helped.
He is present, but I don't know.
Archie has look with your dwarf eyes +1, so I guess Crowhan was with Archie. So we'll add him to initiative.
Do it, yes!
Okay, why not? Alright, yeah, so Grom, you hear the grinding of stone on stone and a gruff dwarven voice call out, "Naught but lies!" And yeah, what do you do?
Game's paused.
Game is paused.
Okay, well, I'm gonna move.
Okay. Oh, come on, that was a hard corner.
Nope. Okay, if that's 15 feet, that's fine. I'll move to here.
I am
20 feet.
thoroughly surprised at how permissive that wall was. Like, the fact that it let you do that.
It looks hard. It's made of book and tapestry.
So I come around this corner, and the two statues at the end have come to life,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I don't like that. And I don't know if this would have to be like a formal like recall knowledge, but does this appear to be some sort of like haunt, capital H?
This would be a formal recall knowledge.
Okay. Like religion?
That's not the skill that it's specifying, but that does make sense to me. Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to do that. I'd like to recall knowledge.
Okie doke.
Fine GM roll.
Okay. And your question is this a haunt?
Is this a haunt, capital H, like formally?
Okay. So this is a type of haunt that behaves much more like a creature. The spirits of these deceased people have animated facsimiles of themselves in a way that is difficult to exercise because the statue effectively now is their spirit.
Okay. The statue creates like an anchor point. It's not something I can just like disbelieve.
Right.
Got it. Well, in that case, I can't just spend the rest of my turn disbelieving this. So I'll send Fetch at them.
Okay.
To like interpose between the statues and Baroom.
Okay.
25 feet is both actions.
Is it? I thought Fetch had... Oh, Fetch does have 20 feet. Okay. That is certainly a shame.
It is. It very much is.
Okay.
That's all for my actions.
Okay. Krohan is... was helping Archie, and the two of you were doing great. But is now going to suddenly run away. Oh my god, he has to triple stride. Oof. That is 60 feet. That is 60 feet of movement. Oh, there's a quicker path. It's not going to matter. It's a triple stride. Oof. Also, I love the chandelier above things.
It's neat.
I'm trying to figure out if that was like an insignia on the floor, but walk under, it's now clear. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a relatively new thing in Foundry. It's called a foreground layer. Great.
Does it mean we can chop chandeliers down and crash them onto statues?
Is that a thing your character can do?
I mean, there's no stopping me.
Exactly.
But,
no, that's my point, though. It's like...
Yeah.
Yes, does the fiction support it? Then absolutely you can make an attempt to do that.
Please don't make a mess in Ancestors Walk. They'll never let us back in here.
Oh, right, these are my ancestors, too, now.
Ooh.
Shit. Okay.
I was hoping to be able to...
now. Never mind.
I was hoping to be able to disbelieve them and not destroy the statues.
Oh, sweetie.
So the statue of Roldaman is going to deftly step to the side, and you can see an empty plinth.
That was exactly what I was about to. That's so awesome.
Deftly step to the side, as in taking the step action rather than the stride action, and then attack Krohan. And these statues are depicted with weapons on their hips, or at least Roldaman is depicted with a weapon on his hip, and it is firmly affixed to his hip. And
nice. Part of him.
So he actually wastes an action trying to draw his clan dagger, which is just part of the scabbard, which is part of his belt, which is part of his waist.
It's like if he like he's trying to pull his own flesh off functionally.
Kinda, yeah. If you want to think about it like that. But yeah, he's gonna attack. He's just gonna try and backhand Krohan. And that's a miss. And that is Roldaman's turn. Now Fergaz is going to step and then that's well, this is already not going as planned. You really gummed up the works with Fetch just jamming himself in there.
You're welcome.
They can't attack a rock. It's like attacking their cousin or something.
I think it's just going to be attacking the rock.
Jesus!
Ooh. Wow!
Ow.
Yup. Bonk!
Is that already doubled, or is that...
That is doubled.
Okay.
Yeah, that is doubled.
That makes me feel better.
Oh, I rolled real bad on damage. Okay. And then third action is going to be a grab, because that attack has the grab trait. So that is a grapple with it, which is an athletics check. I have Fetch targeted, but I don't have the statue selected. Now I do. Okay, there's your modifier. Cool. Fetch is Fortitude DC.
He's 2 rounds.
Prove, yeah. And that
is 2.
And that's 3 actions. Baroom, you're up. You are still drained 2. I think we're gonna have to re-increment it every single one of your turns.
Mm-hmm. All right. Ironically, Courageous Anthem.
Great. So I'm just gonna start dragging that onto people. Now, Archie and Squire are just barely inside of it. Nice. Okay.
Recall knowledge and then no.
Yeah. Squire is like 58 feet from you.
Yeah, I know. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna raise my shield.
Okay.
And then recall knowledge. I wanna try and figure out. I think occultism is probably the way to go here, but what? Yeah. What's their weakest save functionally? Like that's just.
So, as written, it is supposed to be Arcana or Crafting because these are construct creatures.
Okay.
Like it's literally just based on it's a construct, Arcana or Crafting. Like that's just how recall knowledge works.
That's fine then. I am now trained in crafting.
Great.
Blind GM and.
Well, you failed, but not by enough that I get to lie to you.
Okay. No idea. Okay, I'm just in a defensive stance and trying to figure some shit out.
And that unfortunately means you can no longer recall knowledge.
About
them. Correct.
Okay, I can't recall a different kind of knowledge?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Once you fail a recall knowledge, you are no longer able to do that in this scenario.
Okay.
Yeah,
the circumstances of the test would have to be significantly changed.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
All right. Archie, you're up.
Okay, well, I think first I gotta figure out...
What can you even see? Oh, I was too late.
I can see him now.
Great.
So...
How does it feel to be the fastest one, Archie?
Yeah, like even Fetch has 20 feet, which surprised me.
Archie, he's speedy. Kinda. So with flanking,
flanking makes them off guard to your attacks.
Yeah, so I have illusory creature, which can be used as a flanking ally.
Okay.
And I'm trying to figure out what's. I was hoping they were closer and I could get both of them in a flanking position, but.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, I was hoping to go there. I think I might help Ro.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like
if you put it on this plinth with some minor adjusting, it can help to flank with both of them.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
If Krohan just moves here and then someone can move there.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, I think Archie's going to cast illusory creature.
What are you making an illusory?
A statue of Taargick.
That won't piss them off more.
Great. Okay. That I was really hoping it would have art, but that is just the default monster token. Cool. That looks so out of place. That is hilarious looking.
I've always been confused by what is on its head.
I believe it is a spiked headband.
I mean, yeah. I also
Wait, is that like Conan's crown? I think it's supposed to be Conan's crown. Yeah, it totally is. Just gonna slap that shit in chat. We got oiled Arnold. Yeah, that's totally what it is, because it even has the thing that comes down in the middle towards the nose.
Yeah, and that will be Archie's turn because it does not look like I can do anything with it.
Okay. Really?
This turn, which
Generates.
yeah, if I sustain it, it gets 2 actions.
What? I'm really surprised it.
Yeah, but yeah. Also, I'm not 100% certain I want it to be attacking because it does mental damage.
Oh yeah. Who knows if they care
And
about.
if it does things that if it hits one of them and it should do damage, but it doesn't do damage, then they can disbelieve it.
So that line in there that's like if the damage doesn't correspond to the image of the monster, I think that's the example it gives. If an illusory large dragon deals only 5 damage, that's more about like the amount of damage that you're doing.
Yeah, and that's the thing where it's like if the statue punches one of them and it does absolutely no damage.
Oh, sure.
Because it's mental or something, yeah.
Yeah. So, but it can be there. It can be intimidating.
Yeah.
And it's physical enough to be used as a flanking ally. Or
I'm reading through this and like I feel like it should be able to attack on the first turn, but you said you don't want to, so I'll stop trying to do that.
Yeah.
And then does Squire have independent?
Squire does right now.
Okay, cool. Because I did see that you saw it. I did see that you moved them. All right.
Yeah.
Grom, you are up. Don't mind me, just fixing.
Do I? I've been debating between 2 things.
Okay.
Do these things have reactive strikes? That's going to be a question. We're going to command Fetch to fight back.
Okay.
So he's going to move over to here.
You've activated my trap card.
They do have reactor strike. It was gonna come up eventually.
It was gonna come up eventually. So if the attack is a critical hit and the trigger was a manipulate action, it disrupts that action. Okay, so critting you doesn't stop you from moving, but if it was in response to like a spell, that spell would be disrupted. But it is a reaction attack, and it is a hit.
Who was that by?
That was Roldaman. Fergaz did not take a swing.
Okay, well. How much is fetch it? Ooh, not good.
Not
So instead of doing damage to this, we're gonna. Oh, I've already used an act. No, I still have 2.
You still have 2 actions. Fetch has 1 action.
So I'm gonna do this. 2 action, which gives it a 30-foot range
And increases the amount that it heals. Oh, heal companion is like heal, but it only works on... Wow! It only works on your companion and has D10s instead of, and there's no 3-action version because obviously. Okay.
And then
Fetch is back to full health.
With his second attack, or the second action rather, he's attacking for gas.
Oh, I was like, why did it not have off guard? It's because the animated statue I plopped down is it's not friendly. So let me change its disposition.
Does that happen to change this from a regular hit to a critical hit?
No.
Damn. I was hoping.
There's a checkbox for secret disposition, but I don't see a drop down for disposition.
Punch.
Okay, I'm just gonna do something really silly, and I'm gonna drop an invisible fetch in the same God fucking damn it! Invisible fetch. Now please, invisible fetch. Okay, whatever. Okay, so now it'll flank properly. So that is a bunch of fucking damage.
Fetch got better.
Yep. So, I don't know how much of this I should reveal, but there is an effect that caused that attack to deal less damage. It's Grohan's turn. Seeing Fetch get dunked on, although it's not really important because Roldaman already used the reaction, but Grohan's gonna step to the side and then try and attack. Yeah.
Would 18 have hit?
Would what?
Would an 18 have hit? Because it doesn't say anything about flanking in the.
So that is a modifier to AC.
Oh, got it. Oh, I get it. So that it can stack with more things because of typed bonuses and whatnot.
Yep.
Cuckoo.
Okay, this is. It did not actually apply that though, so I am going to do something different. Okay, so invisible fetch, go away. Animated statue, go away. We're gonna drop illusory creature, and we're gonna change its display name to always for everyone. So you can all see this is an illusory creature, and now that's a player character creature. So if that doesn't work for flanking, I don't fucking know what will. I think Grohan's just gonna go for the second attack.
You didn't want to drop testicles?
No, not so much. What the hell?
Grohan!
Alright, Grohan's doing great.
Steps, whip.
Roldaman is... What's the range on that? Touch, of course it is. Roldaman is gonna run over to here.
Of course they are.
And then rip the sconce off the wall. They don't have a whole lot of dexterity. They just grab the torch by the sconce and grab the whole thing. Yep, they rip the sconce off the wall. And then they start swinging it at Baroom. I'm just going to add a torch to his inventory real quick. And then generate an attack from it.
Oh, that's...
What's that?
That's a very slick, like, okay, now you have a torch as a weapon.
Except it's not working because torches aren't weapons.
What?
Oh, no, it showed up. Cool. Tight. Great. I don't know where that modifier came from. Okay.
If we don't know where the modifier came from, I would be worried. Maybe we should reconsider the number.
I fixed it, and then just sort of a like swinging back fist type attack at Baroom as he presses his back to the wall. Very protective tactics. Just swinging it at Baroom. Hit. Not a crit though.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
And that was 3 actions.
Did you want to have blocked that?
Oh yeah, you can block.
Could I have blocked that?
No, you do not have the shield block feat. Do you?
No.
No. Anyone can raise it.
It just gives you extra AC then. Got it.
Yeah, anyone can raise a shield and get the AC, but you need the shield block feat to actually block and...
yeah.
Got it.
Wait.
It hasn't come up a whole lot.
Is that true? So, for Baroom, the hardness and hit points of their shield doesn't matter?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But
Good to know. I didn't...
Shields list.
Okay. Well, Fergaz is going to now attack Baroom. Just... Yikes.
Yep.
Ow.
Yeah.
And then Fergaz is going to cast Sanctuary on himself. Always do the hostile actions first.
Oh, probably.
Baroom, it's your turn.
Ow, hold on. I gotta be hurt first.
Okay.
I look fucking shit. Thank you for upping my grind. Yeah, Courageous Anthem, everybody. And, fuck. Okay. If somebody else could heal me, that would be great. I am going to try and, no. I'm gonna try and cast Charitable Urge on
On Roldaman?
Roldaman, and be like, can you just give me that, please, and not hit me with it?
Okay.
Please. Thank you.
There's a checkbox at the top of the character sheet that says torch is lit, and I just checked it, and apparently it
light changed.
The light changed, and it added 1 fire damage to the damage expression.
So I should have an additional damage done to me?
He did hit you. Wow. Okay, I'm struggling here. Okay, Roldaman is immune to mental effects.
I figured something like that stupid would happen.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's
Archie.
okay. That's the end of my turn. I am on death's door.
Alright, so Archie's gonna cast Soothe on Baroom.
Okay.
Yeah. At least something.
Absolutely.
Wait, how does Soothe work? Oh, it's just +4. Okay. Interesting. 1d10 plus 4
yeah.
per rank. Interesting.
Yeah, it's not quite as great at healing as heal.
Mm-hmm.
But you get a bonus to mental saves, so saves against mental effects. And then the last action, I think Archie will sustain the illusory creature.
Okay.
Now I'm trying to figure out, because I will have it take a swing at was that Fergaz?
Yep.
Are immune
And
to mental effects. We did just discover that.
yeah, it's more of the random hope. If it critically hit, it would end, or if it critically succeeds on the sanctuary save, it would cancel it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out if it would Archie be making that save, since Archie's the one.
Yes, I believe you would be the one. Yeah, it uses your spell attack modifier for attack rolls, your spell DC for its AC. Yeah. Yeah, it would be your save. Do I have a... I don't have a button in Sanctuary for you to roll against. But it is a will save.
Will save. Okay, so I should just be able to click. Can I just roll will? Is there an actual save?
I don't have a button for you, so yeah, just roll. Yeah, you just click will.
Oh.
Yeah.
On the left-hand side in the thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that is a success.
Okay. Well, it didn't critically succeed, but oh well.
No.
Let's see. So if I click here, yeah.
All right.
So it would punch at the statue. It would do mental damage, which I don't even know if it's worth rolling.
It is not. They're immune to mental.
Yeah.
I know 28's not a crit, yeah?
No.
Okay.
Wait.
I didn't have
Fergaz
targeted.
Yeah, so it did not take into account flanking, so yes, a 28 is a crit.
Oh, yes! Okay.
Doing
so
science.
Doing science. So that's really interesting. Oh, okay. Never mind. That it is not interesting. It is handled. So yeah. Critical, just Taargick Falcon Punch, and it just sort of splashes against the statue harmlessly. And now I need to. How does?
It gets to make
A perception check to disbelieve. Okay. I guess that's against your spell save DC?
Yeah.
Okay. Perception check.
Nope. It's 20.
Yep. Okay.
So does Sanctuary end if the hit doesn't do damage?
Sanctuary
No,
would have only ended if they critically succeeded on the save against Sanctuary,
Right.
not the hit.
Oh, not the... Okay.
Yeah. And then Squire's gonna move up. Yeah, Square's gonna just move up to here. It's close enough.
Okie doke. And is that it for your turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Grom.
Grom is going to. I'm also going to try and get the sanctuary to be gone.
Okay.
So I'm going to reach spell Gouging Claw.
Okie doke.
Cast. Slashing. Okay. I guess I have to roll a wisdom save first. I can't do that.
Yeah, you have to make
Hold
the
on.
will save first.
Yeah. Well, we rolled this one first.
What if I... Can I... Okay. That is a success, but not critical.
Okay. And then does the 20 hit? I guess it does.
It
20
does, yeah.
hit. Okay. And I assume that the persistent bleed probably doesn't go through.
Probably not.
But I guess we'll find out.
Takes 3 damage. And no
God,
persistent.
we gotta figure something out here.
I tried. I'm banned from figuring anything anymore.
That's 3 actions for Grom, and because we have a mature animal companion, Fetch can just punch once.
Oh.
If he can make a will save.
Okay.
He can take a stride or a strike action on his own.
Oh, nice. That's action economy.
Which can happen at any point during my turn, but if I use that action, I cannot then use an action to command him.
Right. Okay.
Doesn't make a will save.
buddy, oh boy.
Oh,
buddy.
You might
dear.
say he's dumb as rocks.
On a critical failure against Sanctuary, you can't attempt to attack the target for the rest of Sanctuary's duration.
Well, how long
Cool.
is that?
I feel like that's gonna last for about another second and a half.
Okay.
It's probably a sustain, though, right?
Yeah, but if it makes any hostile actions, it goes away.
What if I'm dead before that happens?
You won't be dead. You might be unconscious. But that's my whole turn. I'm done.
Alrighty. It is Krohan's turn. He doesn't have a good way to get flanking without provoking a bunch. I think he's just gonna... Well, those are actually blocked squares. Can't even get there. Because there's statues in the way.
Oh, the torch is flickering.
Right,
That's nice.
That one is blocked. So I think he'll just stride over here and... No, he's gonna go here instead. Focus fire. Let's go.
Grohan, come on, buddy.
Swing a pick.
No, Grohan.
He's also got to make a will save first.
He does have to do that. Thank you. That is a success. So that means he's allowed to attack for the rest of the turn. Yes. So he's gonna make a second attack.
Grohan.
Krohan's not doing great.
Grohan hasn't rolled over a 10.
Yeah,
He crit initiative.
he did crit
the
initiative.
most important roll. Everyone knows.
Oof.
Archie also crit initiative, but Archie's done more.
Oops. Alright. Roll Domin. Gonna swing a torch at Baroom.
Yep.
Okay. Wait, we miss. Second attack?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Barely. Okay.
Does that mean that you can use an unlit torch as a club?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And then he will try and grab you.
You can grab from swinging a torch?
No, you're right. The fist attack has grab. That's not... Stop that. Yeah, you're right. The fist attack has grab. The other one does not. And if he were to grab you now, he can grapple you with his third action, but it's going to have map 10, which is oof. I don't know what else he would do. I think we're just going to go map 10.
I mean, yeah, that's all it really takes is rolling a 20, right? Or whatever.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, that's rolling a 20. That has to be rolling a
It
20.
has to be rolling a 20, because I only beat your AC by 6.
Okay. Am I grappled or am I dead?
Oh, he's hitting you with the torch again.
You're toast.
Oh, yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah, you're down. Not dead, dying. There we go.
Did you just kill me?
Shush. Alright, it is Fergaz's turn.
I really wish there was anybody in initiative between 27 and 16.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a little surprised at that. Fergaz is going to use a first rank, second level heal on themselves. So first rank, second, 2 action. That wasn't actually supposed to work. I was expecting to hit the button and it says healed for 0, because they're immune to vitality. They're immune to vitality, and Fergaz tries to heal himself and... Huh? And then goes... No, I think... I can share the space of a dying creature, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll step.
You just stepped over me.
Yeah.
I mean, how does that work if they become not dying before?
I think I'd pop out, right?
I think you need to crawl out of the space before you can stand up. Like you're just prone in their space.
To the list.
To the list. Baroom. You're dying. So make a is it called a recovery check?
Yeah, I think you have to end my turn to prompt it or something. Nope, that didn't do anything.
Nope.
Okay.
It's just on your sheet. To the left of dying. That's a success. So you stop being dying. You are merely unconscious and wounded 1.
Oh, hold on. Okay, I'll add that.
Okay. I mean, you can do it from your character sheet. There's the bubbles under your health.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wouldn't
I
be
just have to
Baroom's turn yet, though, right?
Right. You're right. It would not be. Baroom's initiative would have changed. Thank you for reminding me.
Unconscious. There it is. Okay. No, when I deselected dying.
You became conscious again?
Yeah. So I had to redo stuff.
Okay. So yeah, it is not actually Baroom's turn yet. So Archie.
I think Archie's gonna cast Soothe on Baroom.
Okay.
Because I prepared 2 of them today.
Nice.
But this is only a first rank.
Okay. Okay. So now we can get rid of the dying, or we can get rid of the unconscious. There we go.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little frustrating that getting rid of dying doesn't auto add wounded and doesn't also it auto gets rid of unconscious, which I don't think it should, right?
Yeah. Like, if you have 0 hit points and you remove dying, it should add unconscious.
Or no,
Or
I
it
get
should-
unconscious for not un.
Yeah.
It should not remove unconscious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And with your... For your third trick?
What was that? 5, 10, 15, 20. We know, I guess, would I know if reactive strike triggers if you are running into a creature's space?
It is when you leave a square that is in their melee reach. When you leave a space. Technically, is how it's... Or if you use a manipulate action or a move action of any sort, or make a ranged attack while
Yeah,
within
I
that
think-
space.
I think I'll try to sustain the illusory creature and have it
Okay.
go all the way down here.
Okay.
No. Is that...
Does it specify what its speed is?
I was just wondering that. I don't think it does.
I don't know if it can move.
Oh, do you have to
it-
reset it somewhere else?
It doesn't say anything about moving it. I don't know if it can move.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh. We toss that on the list, figure it out
Yep.
later. So I guess without with that being over there now, Archie will try to recall knowledge on the statues of what they don't seem like they're being affected the way they should be, and
Mhm.
if what might be effective against these statues.
Okie doke.
Using occultism
Arcana or crafting? Or
crafting,
or an
definitely
appropriate
crafting.
lore.
Definitely crafting.
Okay.
Oh, that was weird. Boundary just turned to a black screen for a split second.
Fun. Okay. So they have, like normal objects, animated statues have hardness. And so they reduce all damage dealt to them by a static amount. Once they are sufficiently damaged, their hardness no longer applies. And since you critically succeeded, you get to ask a follow-up question.
I tried. Is I'm trying to think of what would the statue's worst saves be? Is it more statue based or based by the spirit in the statue?
Okay. It's tied between reflex and will.
Okay.
They don't move very quickly, and their personalities are very clearly, like, rough facsimiles. A copy of a copy of a copy of a scan of a... so on and so forth.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's your 3. Grom.
Yep.
Grom's gonna yell at Fetch and be like, "What are you doing? Go punch him!" Fetch, knowing that he can't punch, this one is gonna just come around to here.
Okie doke.
And instead, punch Roldaman.
Okay, and no reactive strike is taken.
Best!
Okie doke. Yeah, that's a hit. Four damage.
Okay, so now I have 2 actions left.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm just gonna come up here and attack for guess.
Okay, give me a will save.
Will save.
That's a success.
94.
You're allowed to attack this turn.
Womp.
Womp.
You're allowed to.
I'm trying to be too careful because Baroom's on the ground right there, and I'm trying to make sure that I don't accidentally aim down with my spear, you know?
Yeah. You do have a hero point.
Yeah, I think I'm okay
Okay.
for now. I don't know if it might be more important later.
Okay.
That whole RPG thing of, I might need it later, I can't
yep,
use
yep.
it now.
Absolutely. Okay. Cool.
We got 12 of these things.
All right. Krohan's turn, and he cannot safely flank. So he's going to unsafely flank. Hello? There we go.
Do it, Krohan. Unsafely flank.
And he's going to get reactive striked.
Miss? No. No. That's not a miss. Is
But
Krohan
because it
dead?
wasn't a manipulate action, he gets to keep moving.
Right. Fucking yikes. If you guys die here, this is a great way to end the campaign. Just you guys can't roll above a 5, enemies can't roll below an 18. All right, Krohan's gonna attack with flanking. It's a hit.
Basically, if we die here, we're only doing a martial party, right? So that we have the opposite problem.
Amazing. Second
I can't
attack.
unlock this door. All right, smash it. It's the only thing we can have.
Managed to hit again
Fuck yeah, Krohan.
and deals 0 damage. I'm seriously waiting for Krohan to just like pull it out. Oh, actually, he gets to activate his Spirits Drawn to Suffering.
Because he got crit.
Because he got crit.
Oh my god, Krohan knows magic now.
Yup. So he will maybe use spells on his next turn. That is not what I... Oh, I see what happened. He maybe should have used spells this turn.
It's fine.
Yeah, no, I think he would have. So I'm gonna give Roldaman their 1 hit point back, and he's gonna cast a 2nd rank Soothe on Baroom.
I appreciate you all.
Mm-hmm. Have
Does
some.
Krohan... like Baroom is like genuinely just gonna go. Should I also pretend I don't know why I'm magic? Like, is that like a dwarf thing? Guys, why can I do these spells?
I mean, your body is made of magic, so
And after he casts an
What, made
innate
of dwarf?
occult spell, he attempts a flat check. Ooh.
The only two dwarves that I know interpersonally didn't know they were magic for a while.
Okay. Okay. So his spirit stone drawn to suffering does not end. And it is Baroom's turn.
Oh, please. Do I? Oh, I don't provoke any sort of reacting from Roldaman because I'm now ahead of them in initiative.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. I crawl.
Okay.
And is standing up a move action?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's a mental effect. It's a mental effect. Okay. But it's also a mental effect. God damn it. Then fuck it. I'm gonna force barrage.
Okay.
Hold on. Burgess. There it is. I was
Okay.
like, Roldaman's not the one I'm force barraging. Alright. For some reason, okay, yeah, I rolled it twice, but I would do two beams
From the ground.
from the ground.
Okay. So it will be a total of 9 damage. So.
Okay, yeah, I think the barrages are cumulative or something.
Yeah.
For the purposes is there
if
a
you
way
shoot,
to do that?
If you shoot more than one shot at the same target, combine the damage before applying bonuses or penalties to damage, resistances, weaknesses, and so forth. Yeah. Is there a way to do that with the actual spell? I don't know.
I don't know.
Like it should when you hit cast.
It does not. It gives me
Yeah.
base, and then I can
Right.
add more manual.
Yeah, like when you hit cast, it should ask you 1, 2, or 3 action, like heal does, and it doesn't.
It does not.
I might actually do that. Jordan, add it to the list. Okay.
and that's for force barrage.
Force
Okay.
barrage, yeah. So I'm just gonna move Fergaz so that they unfuck from the square. Roldaman. Jesus. I think we're just punching Krohan.
Buddy old pal, my guy.
Mm-hmm. He's tanking. Hiya. Why is this? Oh, he had raised his shield. I was like, why does he have 1 higher AC? But he doesn't. So that's a hit. We roll damage. We apply damage. We're gonna go for a grab.
Oh, that was a punch.
That was a punch. That's a success. He is grabbed, which makes him off guard, which means that Roldaman will then try and jam the torch into his side.
Now?
Right?
Ah!
And miss terribly.
But it's very hard to do that.
It's very hard to do that, apparently. Fergaz.
Step on me, dwarf stone mommy. I don't know what to say.
gonna affect everyone in that area, and I need a... What if I do this, and then I hit that? You don't see anything.
We don't get a darn thing.
I was trying to give you a button to roll the save without showing you what the spell is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, oh well. Here's a button.
Because it's a construct, is this considered a trap?
No. That is a success. That's a success. That's a success. Okay.
Have will now.
What's that?
The will saves are only 2 worse than Grom's are.
But Fetch trying to whatever the sanctuary, hit through the sanctuary, crit fail.
And also, I think the illusory creature would be gone because I did not sustain it last round.
Yeah, it would be gone if you didn't sustain it. So you are all calmed, and you get a -1 status penalty to your attack rolls.
Is that a harmful or hostile effect?
They're just, singing you a little calm song.
It's kind of a gray area there, isn't it?
It kind of is.
Kind of trying to calm everything down and cease hostilities. Meanwhile, Roldaman is shoving torches in people's sides, or at least trying to.
Roldaman have to make the save as well, or is it?
It's a mental effect, so.
Oh, fair.
Otherwise, yes, because it is every creature in the area. But I'm gonna go ahead and say that is not a hostile action.
Okay, that's entirely fair too.
The flavor text does say forcibly calm, which, the word force feels a little hostile.
Mm-hmm. And I think once again, Fergaz is just gonna forego their third action. Archie.
Okay.
And Baroom did not Courageous Anthem last turn.
No.
Oh, I just clicked it and it went away. So let me put this back on fetch.
All my will saves are mental effects today.
I know. Uh-huh.
I got Fortitude. They're probably kind of good at that.
I mean, there's always the age-old hit it very hard.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So Archie is going to move. Yeah, move up there, and then he is going to. Try. Oh, wait a minute.
I'm waiting.
Oh, this is.
Holding.
Fear is definitely a mental effect.
It definitely totally is.
Yeah, I was like, I got the fear wand. Nope. Is there anything that looks like a non-valuable rock laying around nearby?
Throw candles off the candelabra.
Yeah, honestly.
Or you could throw books off the shelves or whatever the hell it is behind you. Those are probably valuable. That probably doesn't fall into your non-valuable.
Yeah, but books are probably valuable.
I was trying to say, is there any stools or chairs?
I mean, there are torches and sconces.
Research this, bitch.
Yeah. I mean, if Archie was able to shoot a torch from the wall into Roldaman.
Sure. So it says loose unattended object, and like the torches are just like, it's a cone shape. It just falls into the sconce. Like it is loose. Just up, over. That's all.
Yeah.
Don't forget to target.
Guessing. Yeah, I got it.
And that would be bludgeoning.
Roll attack first.
That's a hit.
26.
That's against roll dump. Wow. Okay. That's big damage. Alrighty.
Say, would he be off guard to that, or was that taken in?
Why would he be off guard?
He is flanked.
He is flanked, but you're only off guard to your flankers. Not
okay.
to everyone, which is kind of weird. Like, if I have people on either side of me, I can't deal with the archer. But
that's
Is that
3.
offset by the cover that the flankers are offering you, though? So it comes out to null void? Or like net neutral or whatever?
I don't know.
Alright.
Okay.
So that's Archie.
Grom.
Okay. Well, still trying to deal with this Fergaz business here.
Mm-hmm. Still sanctuaried.
Still sanctuaried. So we're gonna gouging claw
Okay.
onto Fergaz.
Sure. That is a critical success, which ends Sanctuary.
Thank God. Oh, just to clarify, I didn't roll will saves for the Force Barrage because they automatically hit. I assume ask.
Creatures attempting to attack the target. You didn't attack.
Okay.
Yeah, it ends if Sanctuary uses a hostile action, but it only affects attacks.
Cool. Okay. I realized I didn't ask. I just was like, it auto hits. This isn't relevant. But
Cool. I did what I was hoping to do though, and I got rid of Sanctuary.
Right. And for your third action?
Fetch, fuck him up. Not like that.
modifiers matter.
Modifiers matter.
Fuck off.
Come on. No. Okay, cool.
Oh dear.
Would it highlight the map if that was the difference maker?
I mean, the map was the difference maker here, and it didn't.
Yeah. I just popped open the. Okay, it was 11. Got it.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that doesn't. Maybe because it's not a penalty equal to the amount by which you missed. That might be the only reason that happens.
Okay.
All right.
That makes sense.
Krohan's turn. He's allowed to use spells right now. Mental. Living or undead creature. What's really annoying is I know that this isn't going to work with his character sheet because he's an NPC. Also, spellcasting in melee is scary and provokes. And he already did that last round, so we're gonna not do that. So I think he's just gonna start swinging. I was thinking about having him cast Runic Weapon on his pick, but
Is that manipulated?
it has Manipulate, so that would provoke. So we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna swing pick. Bro.
Crohan, buddy.
Crohan.
That's a 2.
Okay, because now it's time for a crit. It's time for a critical success. Natural 20.
No. That would be a 5. Crohan has not rolled well.
None of us have rolled well. It's not been a good time.
He rolled better and better.
We have all rolled exceedingly mediocre.
If he had rolled these numbers in a different order, it would have gone better. Holy shit! What the fuck is going on? Baroom, you're up.
All right.
This is embarrassing.
I'm gonna stand up. I am going to courageously anthem.
Okie doke. Which I do need to drag individually.
And where is the fucking... Yeah, I'm gonna first level. No. Can't do that. That makes no sense. I can't recall knowledge about any of these people. Fuck it. I'm gonna raise my shield.
Okie doke. That was stand, courageous anthem, shield.
Mm-hmm.
Okie doke. Roldaman is going to attack Crohan with fist. So as to attempt to...
Crit? Yeah. Is Crohan dead yet?
No. Somehow. And we're gonna try and continue the grapple. That's a fail, so Crohan's no longer grabbed. Torch with map. Miss. Okay.
Thank God. Alright, Crohan, you'll be fine.
Fergaz has run out of Sanctuary and is angry at Grom about it.
Cool. Love this. It's great.
Yeah.
Cool. Love this. It's great.
This is so great for us guys.
We'll go.
Archie, you have to fuck him up. That's the only option.
We're gonna go for a grapple. Success. You're grabbed. So second attack with fist. Wait. Target Crohan. That's not right. I had 2 targets. But is that still a hit?
Yeah, mine's 17.
Okay. I think it's actually 15 now because you're off guard. Or is that including the off guard? I think that's including the off guard. Yeah.
It includes the off guard because Crohan is still grabbed.
So the off guard mattered. So yeah, that's damage. Whew. Archie. The fact that we're in round 5 and this little has been done is astounding.
Concerning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I think it's basically... Yeah, I got bleed and mental damage, so I think it's just...
Throw some projectiles.
Yeah, it's more projectiling.
Evil Eye is not mental.
But what effect are we maintaining, sustaining?
Also, it applies second, which might not work because object immunities. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to help you because this is just unfair. It's unfair is what it is.
Yeah, well, the other one's like Archie does have Sanctuary prepared also, but it's like everybody's doing hostile actions
Yeah.
between now and the statue's turns.
Sure.
Have you considered dying and getting your initiative moved?
You could hold your turn.
You can hold your turn.
Yeah, because I could wait to go till right after Baroom.
You can do that. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do, because then whoever's not looking great could get sanctuaried.
Cool. So I'm just going to move you there right now. And we need to get through round 5. We're in round 6. And I really need to go to the bathroom. Do we want to take our break early, not having finished this fight?
Just to like figure out what the fuck's happening.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to break. I'm gonna run an ad. I'll set up a poll for who should get a hero point. Maybe use your hero points so you can actually hit some attacks, Jordan. And yeah. Also, I did not get notified for the resubs an hour ago. Is my alert box malfunctioning? Probably. Potentially. So yeah, we'll be back in a bit and continue this absolute shit show of a fight.
Shit show.
Yeah. Alright, bye. Welcome back. We're still playing Pathfinder.
Again.
Always.
Forever.
Yeah. The combat that never ends is still going.
Always.
Forever.
So we're gonna keep doing that, and we're up top with Grom.
Baroom, your rapier is like on your person, on your belt or something. Not like in hand, but like you have it.
Nope, I have a dagger now. Get rid of that thing.
Got rid of your rapier.
Yeah, in between dying and coming back, I decided that if I'm gonna be a spellcaster, spells are important.
I mean, that's fair. So maybe I don't do that then.
Nope.
Well, I guess we'll start with Fetch Punch.
Okay.
Fetch Punch twice.
On whomst?
We're gonna go against Fergaz.
Okay. Well, Domin and Fergaz are nearly equally damaged.
Well, Fergaz is holding on to Grom right now, so Fetch Punch Fergaz.
Okay.
Maybe. No. Don't punch Fergaz. That fucking calm. Twice. Rodama would have had to sustain it.
What did they do on their last... Oh, they attacked you.
Punch, grab, punch.
Yeah, so that would have meant calm ended. I forgot it was sustained. Oops. Which means that's a hit.
Aha! I'll take it.
I forgot to sustain.
Big damage.
Damn. Okay. And this breaks the hardness. Considerable chunks of the statue slough off and reveal the still stone but somehow softer underbelly.
The squishy bits.
The squishy bit. How you doing, yo? And that was Fetch's first attack.
Punch. Punch.
Gone.
all that it took was Fetch being allowed to hit.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
I did not
So
realize
I'm no
how
longer
quickly it would
grabbed.
die once you broke that.
I mean, Fetch is hitting pretty good too. Those are some pretty strong hits. Yeah, so Grom. Still has 2 actions. I think I'm just gonna. I can move this way. 20 feet.
Mm-hmm. You could actually... Oh, I was going to say you could just do it straight line, but that would provoke.
Right.
Yep.
And then we're gonna stab.
Okay.
Yeah, we are. The dice had a talking to over the break.
Yep.
We're on better terms now.
We told Founder if he doesn't fucking shape up, we'll use fucking...
Alright. And this breaks Roldaman's construct armor is what it's called.
Carapace?
Sure. Alright. Done?
Yeah, I think I've done enough.
Okay.
Crowhan's not grabbed anymore, right?
He's not. That is correct. Alright, Crowhan, can you end this with one of your crits? Yes!
Yes, you can.
Dear God! Holy fuck!
Did Crowhan finish it with a crit, by the way?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I did...
Would that hit have taken away construct armor from full health?
Yes. So construct armor is broken if they go to half health or take damage from a critical hit.
Oh.
But that would have done half of their health with a critical hit. So fatal weapons will do that. That fight was...
painful.
It took you 5 rounds to do 29 damage. And then you did 41 damage in the 6th round.
Not even finishing
In
it.
the first 2 turns of the 6th round.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Jesus. That was excessive. Okay. So, in the immediate aftermath of the fight, because despite it taking forever, and you know, an hour and a half of our lives, that was about 30 seconds, start to finish. And in the immediate aftermath, Rhea essentially skids to a halt, having heard clanging, clattering, crushing, etc., as well as what was their name? Ulfrey. Ulfrey and Rhea just appear from different directions and just stare, mouth agape, as Ulfrey starts, or Rhea stares agape, while Ulfrey starts, like, crouching among the pieces of statue and just, like, fretting with pieces like they're gonna do something meaningful with them. Rhea is just, like, gobsmacked, but asks rather surprisingly, so what did you learn?
Well, I didn't learn anything about these statues.
That there should have been a warning, like caution
Learning too much makes these statues angry.
Oh, no, I mean, like, what did you learn to make them angry? Yeah, like, that's the...
Ooh.
No, I know what happened.
You knew if we learned too much, the statues would get angry?
No, I knew that can happen.
Jesus. I'm sorry. Alright.
I don't. I mean,
Archie will like look at Ulfried is kind of in the I don't know if we should just start spouting this information.
Okay. As like you look at Ulfried like that kind of thing, and Rhea picks up what you're putting down, and she walks over to Ulfried and says, "There was no vandalism, just letting you know. It is unfortunate the damage, but well, good luck." And she just waves to all of you and starts walking towards the reading room.
This smacks of Rhea's done this before and angered a statue before.
like,
and she's
as
like,
I go to walk away, I'm just gonna look and be like, it was self-defense, I promise. And
I feel like these statues get irritated a lot of research topics.
So once you're safely in the reading room, Rhea asks again. Okay, so Rhea, like, seriously, like, what did you find out? Why were they angry? Who were they again?
there were some notable companions of Taargick's.
Mm-hmm.
And specifically, they seemed angry at the, quote, lies that we have gleaned.
Apparently, Torog had 5 children. That was fun.
And apparently, Taargick had a falling out with his closest allies that has been somehow erased from the history books. Like, he had a falling out with his specifically with Hrungle
Iron Eye.
Yeah, specifically with Iron Eye. They had it seems from the research we did, pretty damn significant falling out.
Okay. Well, that is the kind of thing that would... Yeah. You were probably attacked by the spirits of the cultural identities of those companions of Taargick's, whoever they were.
So, like, the dwarven concept of who they were attacked us.
Yeah.
Okay.
If enough people believe in a thing, it gets power.
And then gets angry at you for doubting it?
Yeah. So, what does that tell you about Taargick, though? Because I'll remind you, like, that's the thing that you're really trying to understand. You're trying to find an emotional and mental connection with who Taargick really was, so that the Rite of Repatriation is accurate and successful.
Taargick also married up, we found out. So Taargick was born in a lower... this is one of those, like... It's a caste system without being a caste system, but, like, for lack of a better term, Taargick was born in a lower caste. than the one in which he ultimately wound up.
Okay. Well,
So like what who Taargick was someone of, for lack of a better term, I would say like more humble or modest beginnings.
okay. Well, he did found Clan Taargick, so I imagine that as High King, he would just decide that that's a Goldhilt clan.
Okay, so then rather than coming from humble beginnings, has higher opinions of himself and what he creates than what he was.
Is that your impression of him?
I mean, there was evidence that I think was some of the battles. There was evidence that one of his followers did most of the planning, whereas like he was given credit for it or something. Am I misremembering that?
No, that's totally legit.
Yeah, like there were scenes where it showed Taargick starting a thing and then being praised for doing the thing, but nothing of the middle of how it was dealt, how situations were dealt with, how things were accomplished. It was just praise Taargick.
So,
but
garden variety mythologizing of monarchs,
but also downplaying his companions.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Where it
now is this the truth of the matter, or is that the story that is told? Which is real?
Whoever did the and it's not a single person, right? Like we determined it was multiple artists over generations.
Right.
Like the artistic intent in many depictions across many different places was it seemed to be the artistic intent was to add a subtextual undercurrent of almost blasphemy to certain to depict Taargick as almost a god in and of himself, or add layers and layers of embellishment to the point that it was almost like you would go like, I don't know if that's right. So I don't know, I don't know if that's per se who Taargick was, or if we can glean from that who Taargick was as a person.
Interesting. Very interesting. Not my area of research at all, but interesting. I guess, do you feel like you have a solid sense of Taargick? Are you ready to do the right, or do you need more time?
I think we've gotten as much information out of the available materials as we are going to be able to get in the time provided. If we had days or weeks, we might be able to glean more, but I think we're as good as we can get today.
Okay. Well then, let's do it.
How does Krohan feel about this?
Is
he the one that has to do the apologizing?
He is the one who has to do the apologizing. And
it's really more important for him to understand all this.
I mean, you're involved as well. You'll be involved in the ritual. The ritual needs secondary casters.
Don't know any. Sorry.
First-rate caster or nothing.
Secondary caster, who's she?
Krohan says it's all a little bit muddy and unclear, and I think that's the point. I think that might be the most salient thing that we learned, is that there has been mythologizing, there have been details lost to time, and that the Taargick who was is not the Taargick we know.
Yeah.
And
I think that's a fair assessment.
And we can piece together some things about who he actually was, but
I mean, I think we can sort of confidently say that the Taargick that really existed was not a god. He was imperfect. The Taargick that was principled, and you can say that he was principled because his, the companions of the companions of the sky, or whatever their group was called, broke up because they had disagreements over like what to do in High Helm, how it should be run. So a principled a principled person who was prone to making mistakes. And also, throwing this out there, I don't know that this is something we would have gleaned. We know that Taargick left for Felgen as a baby, so also somebody who was sort of detached from wherever.
Felgen.
Yeah, left Felgen as a very young child. So also somebody who's
what's Felgen?
Where Taargick came from? The place that he and his clan and the clans associated left? Oh yeah, we found that out.
Yeah, that way to bury the lead.
Well, we didn't figure out anything about it besides the fact that it was.
No idea where it is?
Nope. Not a clue.
I would guess down.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And one of his companions was from, I think Fergas was from there, right?
Taargick was too, but...
Oh yeah, I think Taargick, I think there was a mention of, in the crypts, when we were dealing with, I think it was Fergas's ghost, he mentioned that he'd known Taargick since Felgen.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay. But yeah, so my point would be more that just so somebody who was stripped of a homeland before they were old enough to sort of have a concept of it. That displacement has an impact on a person.
Sure.
Or rather, not even displacement, that lack of ever having place to be displaced from. Being born on the march, as it were.
And so what would that mean about what the clan dagger means to him?
I mean, the fact that he got rid of his old one, I imagine, would mean that, this
It could have been him claiming a home.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever his old one was, it's fuck this shit. That's not where I'm from, who I am. This is it.
So his identity was probably closely tied to his clan dagger.
Because that's the person he chose to be? Yeah.
Okay. Alright, well...
We couldn't figure out when he became friends with the magma worm. But, that's just personal curiosity.
I guess, in a way, losing the clan dagger was like Taargick wandering again.
Yeah.
But I'm not great at metaphor or anything, so I don't know.
Sure. That would be significant. Denying a spirit their identity would be grave.
It is odd, though, or rather not odd, but worthy of note that, like, he was willing to put his body's final resting place, not in his tomb here. Like, he was willing to die elsewhere.
Well, you read the letter.
Yeah, exactly.
And it turned out to be prescient. Kuldakar was sacked by orcs. I can't remember when. I can never remember when.
You, June, or Rhea?
I'm gonna go with both.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, just as a side tangent for Baroom would go. Also, good thing you were not there while all that was going on, because apparently Fergaz freaking hates Rivathunians, or whatever the phrasing is.
The Rivathun.
The Rivathun.
Rivathun? I don't know. I've always been pronouncing it Rivathun.
Fergaz was all about, like, excommunicating, driving out. Not excommunicating.
Silencing?
Driving out. Silencing. What's it called when you just tell someone to leave and never come back?
Exiling?
Exiling. That tradition from High Helm. So, which is really ironic if your soul lives in stone and you're like super anti.
Well, it's not so much the soul of Fergaz.
The belief of Fergaz lived in the stone?
It's the cultural identity that has been created in Fergaz's image. Ideas have spirits, and those spirits become powerful in ways that I think even modern High Helm has a difficult time addressing. I don't know if you've heard anything about the Torog's Shield project and the clashes with the Rivathun.
Nope. We refused to engage with crafting in the Fire District. It seemed like a bad idea.
I'm a little familiar with the project. I was gathering ore for it a couple of years ago. But that's about as close to it as I got.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have to assume you're familiar with the project itself. But
yeah.
As
it's pretty big.
Yeah, it's fairly city spanning, and part of the community, but I'm not involved in this effort, so I don't know, first, third pronoun, whatever. But there have been a lot of spirits that have been displaced by the construction efforts, and they have been trying to get the city to just give time to placate, relocate, calm, dispel. And there have been issues.
I mean, this is the second time a manifestation of Fergaz has tried to kill us.
Yeah.
Huh.
If I had a nickel for every time.
By the end of this campaign, you'd have so many nickels.
Now I'd have 2 nickels.
Do I need to whip up a Fergaz counter to put on screen?
Murderous Fergaz.
I think what's more fair is Taargick's exes.
Okay, well, it sounds like you've got a good sense of this. So how about I show you how this works? And she walks through the process of doing the ritual. And I am... Okay. So, not gonna go too far into the actual, like, minutia of the ritual. Suffice to say, it's some ritual magic, probably candles and or incense. The dagger is arrayed on the dagger and pommel gem are arrayed on a cloth covered pedestal, and there will be ritual apologies and empathy. I can't stress the empathy enough, but big deal. Like, apologies are just words unless there's a feeling behind them. So this is, because it can't be any higher because you're level 4, and you wouldn't be able to cast it otherwise, a second rank ritual, and the DC for rituals is always just based on the rank of the ritual. The primary DC for ritual is the hard DC for a level twice the ritual's rank. In this case, that means it's DC 24. And the secondary checks for ritual are always the normal DC for that same level. So in this case, 19. Or is it very hard? Sorry, it's very hard for the primary, which is a +5, and then normal is the normal DC. Given how much you have learned and how utterly you fucking crushed the research, you have earned a -3 to those DCs.
Oh, for primary and secondary.
For primary and secondary.
Okay.
The ritual requires up to 5 secondary casters, which means you can not have secondary casters. Keeping in mind the way that secondary casters work is that if any of the secondary casters get a success, it's a +1 to the primary check. If any of the secondary casters get a critical success, it's a +2 instead of that +1. But if any of the primary casters get a critical failure, it's a -4. Let me just double check those numbers.
What's the ritual called again? The ritual
Rite of Repatriation.
There we go.
Hey, you said the name of the thing.
Oh, I lied. So on a critical success on the secondary check, you get a +2. On a success, there's no bonus or penalty. On a failure, you get a -4. And on a critical failure, you also reduce the degree of success of the primary skill check by 1 step. So it kind of behooves you not to use more secondary casters than you need, but... because, like, you can only benefit if someone crits, and any failure is really bad.
Who's the primary caster?
Well, that's up to you.
No, sorry. That's not the... What's the primary casting ability check?
For this ritual, it is either occultism or religion. The secondary checks are diplomacy, performance, society, a relevant lore skill, or occultism or religion, whichever you're using for the primary check.
My diplomacy is a +13, so I could feasibly help. Like, just in the... I'm very good at talking to people, if I'm permitted to. And, you know, maybe I can talk to the soul of the piece of Taargick that's it left in this dagger to sort of. Krohan didn't mean it. He's on a journey of rediscovery. You should really listen to this apology he has to say. You know, that sort of a thing.
I've got a +10 religion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got
That's
+10 occultism.
So if I'm not a primary caster, I don't know that I would want to do. I mean, Grom would like to be part of this ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a relevant lore for secondarily casting it? Like Quest for Sky.
High Helm lore, I would argue, is relevant. It's +8.
Yeah.
So, what would Quest for Sky lore?
Yeah.
Be relevant?
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, that was a huge part of Taargick's life.
Yeah, I have a +12.
Chunky.
There. Which, because what do we need? 26 for a crit?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, I knew holding onto those hero points was going to be a good idea.
Krohan is willing to be either primary or secondary caster, but he is not trained in religion, and he's got middling occultism.
Somebody has to cast this fucker.
Sounds like it might be Grom.
I'll say
I'll cast it.
Grom.
That's fine.
And then we can see if we want to try to crit fish. Archie can try.
Who has to cast what first, secondary or primary?
The secondary. The secondary checks roll first because they modify the primary roll.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So Krohan's gonna contribute as a secondary caster using Dwarf lore.
Okay.
That seems relevant, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Was Taargick a dwarf?
Thank you.
You know, that's a good question. We probably should have figured.
Probably.
Actually, that was never a question that we asked. That may have been relevant. What height is Taargick on all these freezes?
You know, larger than life. It's kind of weird.
Do we get a sense based off of larger than life that at some point this wasn't a euphemism? He was truly a human?
Surprised he wasn't orc.
Oh my god. That would be...
What a fucking rug pull.
What a twist. Okay.
Like Shyamalan, who?
Alright. So my fear as the DM is that Krohan is going to flub this and
ruin it for the rest
ruin
of
it for the rest of you. But like, there's no way Krohan's not contributing to this.
Well, so
Right,
we
and-
cast this ritual around him, and Krohan does the final sorry, and that's it. And it's not like he's a emotionally contributing.
Yeah, I mean, so mechanically, for the way that the system works, there's a primary and secondary casters. I think story-wise, you are all casters. You're just all involved in the ritual. Like, there is no primacy. It's just you're all
Can
casters.
he aid? He's good at that.
He is good at aiding. But you cannot aid a ritual because that's literally the entire point of secondary checks. Is like it functionally aids you. Like it gives circumstance bonuses and penalties, which is what aid does. I looked this up last week because I thought you'd get to this part last week.
Can we spend a hero point on Krohan if he really messes up?
I'll allow it.
Okay. This is because we're all very confident Krohan's gonna roll a 2, right? This is what this whole discussion.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Krohan roll first.
Okay. So I am. So we're gonna narrate like how the ritual progresses, and then at the very end we'll make the rolls. to determine how effective the things that you say and do were. But as you begin the ritual, which, by the way, it takes 2 hours? Yeah, cast time 2 hours. As the ritual begins, it begins very slowly, and very little seems to happen for a very long time. And Rhea's like, yeah, no, that's normal. Keep it up.
I do have one just random question. Where are we doing the ritual? Is it in the reading room, or do we go back to like a statue of Taargick? Do we?
I guess that's up to you.
It doesn't really matter. I was just curious.
I think statue of Taargick would make more sense.
Alright, so back to the hall.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. It is a little cramped in there, but yeah, probably in there. There's weird things happening on my screen. What the heck? I have placed tokens in a wall. Good job, June.
It's probably a lot more creative considering all the dwarves that are probably cleaning up those statues.
Yeah, probably. That's probably not helping. So as the ritual progresses, after some uncomfortable amount of time, faint mist begins to seep from the dagger and the gem, and it increases in intensity and velocity until roughly halfway through the ritual, you are finally enveloped in this sort of vortex of mist that is just seeping from the blade and gem. And electricity crackles from the blade periodically and splashes against this vortex around you like lightning illuminating clouds. But as it does, it illuminates flashes of scenes. And there are impressions of clear references to events from Taargick's life. And there are clear references to events that are not from Taargick's life. Among these are the last moments of Thenor, one of the occupants of the gem. The magma worm roaring and swinging its bulk into the walls of Gilded as stones fall and crush her. And there are other impressions that are confusing and, to Baroom, familiar. A subterranean city. Vaguely ruined dwarven architecture, massively overgrown with moss and ivy. A statue of Taargick. And bowing at its feet. Eventually, the mist coalesces and the vortex fades, and as it spins to a stop, it forms into the shapes of several vague humanoids. At which point, Rhea whispers, "The council's gathered. Make your case." Krohan begins. I stole this dagger out of youthful ambition, lost it through recklessness, learned through shame, and recovered it through friendship. I understand the pain that I have caused and the import of this dagger, and that it far outweighs my own. And he turns to you to add.
Baroom would step forward and offer that we have just begun to scratch the surface of the pain and secrets that have been covered up surrounding who Taargick was. The loss of this dagger, while terrible, I believe has been atoned for, and moreover has offered the opportunity for us to set more things than just its loss to rights.
Anyone else?
I will say I know how important a clan dagger is to an individual. And I hope that in bringing this clan dagger back to the place you called home, we can restore your spirit and help it rest more easily.
Yeah. Archie would step forward and say, this started as helping a stranger who now has turned into helping a friend, which by returning this dagger, hopefully we can help an entire people's in bringing back history and an artifact that means a lot to everyone.
Okay. This is the part where we're gonna roll. For your heartfelt contributions, everyone's gonna get a +2 circumstance bonus to your checks. So those of you who are secondary casters, feel free to roll in any order. Krohan is rolling with Dwarf Lore. Success! That's a critical success.
Nope.
That's a critical success and not a critical failure. Good job. Holy shit.
0 point.
So that means that Grom is going to have a total of +4. And it's like uncomfortably quiet, but I just don't have like ambiance. for this.
You don't want a page to turn right now?
No, I really, really don't. Very nice. Very nice. So if you beat the DC by 10 and also you rolled a 20, it's a critical success, right?
It's a super critical success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gone hypercritical.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find
does it turn into like you become evil a la Gandhi Civ 2 or whatever?
Oh, got it.
I wrapped back around to the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
no, just to clarify, it doesn't mean you crit fail. It means you wrap around to the bottom and are evil now.
Yeah.
You still have nukes.
If I recall correctly, that was a myth. Anyway, so your critical success. Great. Amazing. So
Also, none of what we did mattered.
correct. Well, it did matter in that you didn't critically fail. But yeah, if you had given him a -4, it still would have been a critical success. Hilariously, that 16... Oh no, that 16 actually would have been a failure. Not a critical failure, because the DC was 16.
But I rolled a 1.
So it's one level of success lower than normal.
Okay.
Huh.
I'd rather have my 30.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, that's... yeah. I think that might be the first time you've rolled a 1 and beaten the DC anyway.
That's fun.
That might be the first time that's happened this game. Achievement unlocked. This music's kind of weird. It's not quite right, but whatever. I only have so many tracks from Tabletop Audio, like already downloaded and uploaded to the Foundry server, which is my computer. My computer is the Foundry server. Anyway, one of the vague shapes reaches out to take the clan dagger as the gem slides into place with a satisfying and before the figure can take it, a hand erupts from the blade and then continues pouring into an arm, a shoulder, a torso, a body, and a dark and stormy manifestation lifts the dagger and wields it against you. And we're gonna roll initiative.
But I did so well.
You did do so well.
You did so well that you flopped the evil inside of it out.
Right. Exactly.
We knew the gem was cursed, but we were told that doing this right would uncurse it.
What do you think you're doing right now?
It is uncursed. Oh, there's no encounter yet.
I mean, oh, I have to bring you to the scene. Right. That would help. Why with the writing? Why with the writing? Oh, Ancestors Walk started playing because I pulled you to the scene.
God fucking damn it, Baroom. Alright, well, spell effect Soothe is probably gone.
Probably. Considering it's been 2 hours? Yeah, probably. Spirits Drawn to Suffering would have ended. Actually, would it? Does it only end if he... Or is it... So it would have ended. It would have recharged, because he can do that once every 10 minutes. And he would have regained 2d6 hit points when it ended. Okay. Okay.
Spirit is Kamehamehaing us.
Actually, it's just wielding... I mean, yes, that is what the token is doing. And oh my god. Okay, this thing is way more. Oh my god. Okay, cool. It was supposed to have a +4 status bonus to its initiative roll. I don't think it matters.
I was gonna say, oh, wow. That
Yep.
changed so much.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope that it had to roll a 20 for that, or at least like a 19.
Maybe it's just super perceptive.
Maybe it's just like level 12. I don't know.
God, I hope not.
Right?
We're so fucked if that's the case.
Right?
Well, we'll see.
Okay, so it is going to attack Baroom with the clan dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Hiya.
That certainly hits.
Mm-hmm. DiMaggio's. Okay. Those are numbers that I rolled.
And I take the lead.
Yeah, you have 1d6 persistent bleed damage on a hit. As the that's piercing damage. Just fucking stabs you with it. And then just stares daggers at Grom with. It's called Death Gaze.
I don't like it.
I need you to make a fortitude save.
Would you consider this a visual effect?
It does not have the visual tag.
That's bullshit.
Going to hero point that.
Okay.
Why? Does something about death gaze make you uncomfortable?
Congrats.
A little bit, yeah.
You have succeeded on the basic fortitude save, which means you take half of 17. And that is gonna be its turn. Grom.
Cool. My turn's gonna be real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna hit this button. Gonna hit this button.
Second rank 3 action heal.
Second rank 3 action heal.
Great.
Is this creature undead?
Yup.
Cool. It needs to make a basic fortitude save.
Cool.
I don't know if you had a button for that.
I have a button for it. Failure.
Cool. I can do this. I don't have this anymore. It has the +1 from... Let's just turn that off. I can do that. Boom.
Alrighty.
And
11.
I also heal, yeah?
Yep.
Everyone in 30 feet heals.
Great.
Thank fuck.
And the monster takes damage.
Okay.
And then...
Would Fetch like to take an action?
Boink.
Great. Archie.
I kind of want to try a thing.
Do it.
What's your thing?
I kind of want to slap one of my spirit sealing Fulus on it.
Do it!
But it has a terrible will save, but I got the thing and I want to use it.
I mean, maybe we can lower its will abilities somehow?
Yeah, but it's because it's an action to like pull something
From the bag, yeah.
Yeah. And then an action to move and an action to affix.
Mhm.
So it'd be all 3 actions.
Yep.
Let me see. Yeah, because Squire doesn't have the ability to do that for me right now.
Oh, he doesn't have hands today?
He'd need ballot
Valet.
to pull stuff out of my... or to hand things to me.
Hang on.
That would be about Because you can move through allied spaces, or is that
Yes.
difficult?
Yeah.
Okay, look, it's probably not the best thing, but I have it and I want to try it. Uh, so Archie would basically sprint all the way up there.
Okay. Pull it out, slap it on.
Grab. Yep, and it is. I guess I can just do this.
Alrighty.
So if I click, do I need to click use or?
Yeah. So that'll reduce the quantity in your inventory. So that has the incapacitation trait. And this creature is higher level than the item. So we got 1 degree of success higher than he rolled. Interesting.
I learned it.
Yeah. It did work. Archie got super excited, slapped it on. It's like, oh, it's working. It's. Uh-oh,
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It appeared to work for like a quick sec.
Yep.
So it's that Ghostbusters scene where the painting guy disappears for a minute and then comes back, works.
Yeah. That's Archie.
Alrighty. Krohan's turn. Oh god, this room is real tight.
I also just realized why I don't have the rapier anymore. It was too heavy.
Right. It's like 1 in bulk, right?
Yeah. I was just doing math and I went, oh, that's why I got rid of it. I didn't need money. I needed space.
Can't see. Oh my god. There's too much shit on my screen. Okay. Yeah, that's 25 feet, which means that's a double stride. But he had to be in a space where he can attack. So he's gonna attack. Because Krohan knows how to do one thing, and it's swing his pick at it.
Yes.
It hit because flanking.
Yeah. I'm helping. I'm not helping that much. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Ugh.
I was trying to scroll and all of a sudden it appeared where I was moving.
How did you make that? How did you get it to strike through?
Oh, there's a little swirly undo button next to damage so that you can literally be like, I'm sorry. That button wasn't there when I moved the mouse.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Baroom, at the start or end of your turn, you take persistent damage.
I think it's the end.
I think it's at
the end of each of your turns. If you mouse over the persistent damage, it's like halfway through.
Okay.
Instead of taking persistent damage immediately, you take it at the end of each of your turns, as long as you have the condition.
Okay, cool. So, at the end of your turn, you'll take persistent bleed damage.
Brilliant.
And like magical healing wouldn't have stopped the bleeding? I don't know. It doesn't say it, but like...
No, but I will say that reduces the DC of the flat check.
Okay.
So one of the examples in assisted recovery is you can automatically end the condition due to the type of help, such as healing that restores you to your maximum HP to end persistent bleed damage.
Okay.
So, if you'd rolled a little bit better, actually no, you.
A lot of it better.
A lot of it better.
Yeah. More better than you could have rolled.
Yep.
Yeah. So at end of your turn, it'll be a DC 10 flat check, but that's after you take the damage.
I have courageously anthemed. And we're gonna try casting Bane on it.
Okie doke.
It might be immune to mental effects, but we'll find out via experimentation.
Or it'll kill it and just succeed.
It'll just succeed by a wild amount.
Yeah.
Okay.
Won't.
Womp womp. So if you just hit and like move on, then what happens?
Then you get the thing. Yep.
Okay.
So that is a success because it was the DC was lowered by having been healed. As you take persistent bleed damage, the blade spirit just sort of yanks on your blood, and as it spatters on the ground, it makes sheet music. Just one bar of music. And Baroom, you just innately understand that to be the wrong song.
That it's slashing me with, or that my blood...
Your blood spattered on the ground and spelled out...
Wrong song. Okay. Okay.
And now it is the Blade Spirit's turn, which is great. Gets his reaction back.
Okay. Bleed is done.
Oh, sorry. There's more. That's more than just flavor. There's mechanical effects. The corrupted blade spirit demoralizes you. So let's roll for demoralize. So that's intimidation. Oops. I didn't target you. What is your will DC?
18, so that works.
That is a success. You become frightened 1. And also you take... Oh no, that's not a critical success. Sorry. That was a regular success, not a critical success. There would have been damage on a critical success. But you are demoralized. And now it's their turn. We're gonna I was gonna say we're gonna spread some persistent bleed damage around, but there isn't any anymore. But let's fix that. Stab and Grom.
Don't.
22.
I requested you didn't.
For 9 piercing and 1d6 persistent bleed.
Ow.
And then I suppose we use Death Gaze. Let's use it on Archie. Make a save.
Okay, I'm so good at these.
Failure.
I think I'm gonna try to hero point that one.
Okie doke.
Archie is not courageously anthemed, if that makes a difference.
What kind of effects does Courageous Anthem give a plus?
I think it's fear effect.
Saves against fear effects.
Okay.
I don't know if Death Gaze is a fear effect.
This is not a fear effect.
Okay, well it sounds scary, so
It does
assumed
sound
it was.
scary. That is a success, so you will take merely half of 4d6 void. That's its turn. That's 3 actions. Grom.
Okay. I had a plan. What was it?
Hit it with a stick?
I think I'm gonna go all in on disarming.
Okay.
Oh, makes sense.
So I'm going to attempt to disarm
Okay.
this guy. And I'm going to have Fetch do the same. So I attempt an athletics check against the target's reflex DC. Failure. That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
And then we're gonna have Fetch do the same thing. I assume Fetch can do actions like this. It's not just like
yes, absolutely.
let's put that here so I have it on his sheet now, and I can hit this button. Son of a
You
bitch!
guys are consistent. You're so in sync.
And this is an attack, so it would suffer from map.
Correct. And you would have to command Fetch to get him to do that.
Yes, I would have done that. That was my second action was to command Fetch to do this.
Okay.
Because he can only attack, strike,
Right.
without being commanded.
Yep. So Fetch has a second action, and you still have a third action.
Yes, Fetch is gonna map. It doesn't matter what the type of bonus is, but yeah, that's about what I figured.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to use battle medicine on myself.
Okay. Okay.
I get to make a treat wounds check as an action.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing the healer's toolkit. We're going to do this. We're going to do this.
I was just reminded by my brain that administer first aid is a 2-action activity that you can take and make a medicine check to end persistent bleed damage. That's a thing. But yeah, battle medicine. Nice. Very nice. It's a lot of hit points.
Yeah, it is. And then I get to... I'm going to hit this button here just so I can grab this.
Okay.
Plunk.
Plunk. Immune for 1 day.
Yep. Can't do that again until tomorrow.
Yep. Okay. 3 persistent bleed damage.
Roll recover. Nope.
Oof. I was gonna say that you.
Fuck.
I was gonna say it did. Your healing yourself would reduce the DC.
Not by enough.
In response, we're gonna get a blood accusation. So as you are bleeding, your blood spills on the ground, and spells out, "I am struggling to find the name, but it is the name of a fellow miner who survived the cave-in but was maimed."
Right. I have that somewhere. Talk.
Okay. Just spelled on the ground in blood. So we're gonna demoralize. So target you, select you, hit that button, roll. Failure. Damn, your will DC is fucking 23? Jesus.
I guess that goes up because it's a fear effect. Yeah, I have Crazy Anthem because I have a plus 12 to will save.
Nice. Okay. So Archie, it's your turn.
Alright, what is making a ranged attack in melee? Does that have negatives?
It provokes reactive strikes. That's the only negative.
I have a vial of holy water. I kind of want to hit this.
Do it.
Archie's got a bunch of stuff in his bag.
Just throw the kitchen sink at him.
think I need to have another talking to with the dice, though, because they were not doing well for me that turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it.
Okay. Simple thrown weapon, ranged increment of 20 feet.
Can you just splash, like, do you have to throw it? Can you just uncork it? And...
the item has like it says like you can perform a strike with it.
Yeah.
So I think I gotta.
Yep. You do have a holy water attack in your actions tab now.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So bad.
So bad.
I used my hero point already.
Damn.
Archie's panicking.
I believe on a miss on an alchemical bomb, which holy water I believe counts as. It has the splash trait, and I'm pretty sure that on a miss, they still take the splash damage.
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
So if you just hit the damage button, it should have regular damage and splash damage, and I can apply the splash.
Let's see.
Yeah, there's the splash.
It's a little ghost.
Splash damage. Wow. What?
Oh, it's spirit damage.
It is.
That's unfortunate. I was hoping that was going to
Why
be.
wouldn't it be vitality?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
I was hoping that was going to be way more effective.
I did not know that holy water did spirit damage. Okay.
I am wondering. So holy water is a remaster item. This stat block is pre-master. I'm wondering if its resistances should include spirit damage, but spirit damage didn't exist.
Oh, okay.
I think holy water used to do holy damage.
Okay.
Or positive damage. I don't know.
Oh, probably did like positive and negative.
Which positive became vitality, except some positive things became spirit, and some negative things became spirit, but some negative things became void.
Became void.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if this guy is supposed to have...
Well, is he supposed to have the unholy trait? Does he have that?
He does have the unholy trait, but I'm wondering, like, his damage resistance is all damage with these exceptions. And spirit is not listed as an exception. I'm wondering if it should be, and I'm just gonna say that it should and add the 1 damage. It's 1 fucking damage. Alright. So that was 2 of your actions, Archie?
Yep. Recall, knowledge, of trying to figure out what damages are effective against this.
Okay. Occultism or religion?
Okay. Definitely going with occultism.
Okay. Motherfucker. So they are resistant to all damage with the exception of force and vitality. The resistance is doubled against non-magical damage. And they are also not resistant to weapons with a ghost touch rune.
Is that a rune that just says you can touch ghosts now?
Yes.
Yeah. Look, by the end of this, Archie's going to be like a full-on, like just everything versus that 10.
And because you critically succeeded, you get to ask a follow-up question.
Okay, what is its lowest save?
Fortitude.
Okay.
All right.
I have a fortitude save.
Krohan.
Punch him.
I think Krohan gonna hit with pick. It's not gonna do literally anything unless he crits, because it's not a... Oh, his pick is magical. Why is his pick magical? Oh, I think I added that when someone cast Runic Weapon on it. I don't think it's supposed to be. Alright. So we're gonna roll. Maybe we'll crit.
Yeah.
Yes, Crohan. Yes.
Murder it, Crohan. Jesus
fuck. God damn.
Did Crohan murder it?
No. It's damaged. That was his first attack. Let's keep going, I guess.
Oh.
It's a hit, but yeah. Technically map 10 can crit if he rolls a 20. Absolutely not. Okay. Baroom. Also... Yeah, you are frightened this turn.
Mm-hmm.
No more.
I'm gonna...
You're gonna...
Courageously Anthem.
Oh, great.
Everybody reload up. And I'm going to try and demoralize him.
Great.
Fuck you and the dagger you rode in on. It was shit living inside of there anyways.
Okay. Give me an intimidation check. So if you...
I say this in Dwarven in case
Okay.
that's relevant.
Sure.
Because I would have to toggle.
Yeah. So if you target, it will automatically roll the intimidation versus the will DC. Success. We are frightened.
Not a crit success, though.
Not a critical success.
That's fine. We're both frightened of each other. That's
Correct.
allowed.
Which is funny, because you had a -1 to that check because you were frightened.
Yeah. I do better at scaring people when I'm also scared.
Exactly.
So that's Courageous Anthem, that's Demoralize, and... This is a bad idea, but, oh wait. Yeah, that's a bad idea. There's a penalty for critically failing. Never mind. I was gonna try and disarm. I'm not good at athletics.
Oh. What is the penalty? You lose your... Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Oof.
I don't know that there's anything worth recalling knowledge about on this fucker. So, fuck it. I'm just gonna blow him up with one force barrage.
Okie doke.
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. And as previously stated, not resistant to force damage. It is their turn. They are frightened, and they're just gonna keep trying to spread the blood around. So we're going for Archie this turn.
So it says the frightened condition decreases by 1 at the end of each of your turns?
Yes, so your frightened goes away.
Okay, cool.
So we're gonna stab Archie. Right in the gut.
Uh-huh.
Got him.
Yep.
Hiya. 8 piercing and 1d6 persistent bleed.
Okay. In response, Archie's gonna cast Blood Vendetta.
Oh dear God.
I
You
don't
have
think
blood
it's going.
spell too?
So I don't think it's gonna do anything, except it's a curse. I need to see, is it curses or hexes that trigger Squire?
I think it's hexes. Also, this battle music is jaunty as fuck.
Yeah. We cast. Ah, man. Can curse.
It's a hex spell.
Yeah, it can. Damn. Okay.
I mean,
I have it.
what were you trying to extend?
Frightened.
Frightened doesn't have a duration. Frightened is just you're frightened and the condition itself goes away on its own.
Okay. Yeah.
So yes or no to Blood Vendetta?
I'll save it. Who knows? We might end up with another fight.
Okay.
I don't.
And then it's gonna use its Death Gaze on. Let's go with Grom. Oh,
I don't like it.
that's not the button I wanted. That's the button I wanted.
Thank you, dice.
Okay. So you take 4 void damage.
Oh, I hit. No, I want to undo that. Do half.
There you go. Okay. Exciting turn. Grom.
Okay, we're gonna tell Fetch to get that dagger.
Okay.
And so Fetch is gonna do another disarm.
Is disarm versus reflex or fortitude? Reflex.
Reflex.
Yep.
Reflex.
That's a success. So, further attempts to disarm the target will get a +2 circumstance bonus, and it gets a -2 circumstance penalty to attacks with the dagger.
Well, we're gonna make another one.
Okay.
So we're gonna put map and only at a -3.
Sure.
No.
Nice.
That,
Cool.
that makes Fetch worse.
Uh-huh. Great. And for the rest of your turn,
Okay, for Grom's turn.
disarm.
You know, honestly,
Not the worst idea.
You get a +2
Not the worst
circumstance
idea.
bonus.
we're gonna do that.
Also, Fetch it has the highest athletics in the party.
We are aware. We're nerds.
Oh, that was. But I have Fetch selected, but I rolled from Grom's sheet. So that is a +9, +2 is +11. Oh, no, it should be +10, so it's one less.
Yeah. So 28 is a regular success.
Mhm.
So close. I mean, you rolled an 18.
Does a second disarm not knock it out? Do I have to get a critical
You
success?
have to critically succeed to disarm. To actually knock it out of their hand.
Son of a bitch.
You also could waste their action, right? Because like regrip or something is a.
Yeah, I mean, it needs to use an action to adjust its grip to get rid of the -2.
Here, I misread and thought that if I did it a second time, it just worked.
Nope. The success on the first one is there to help you get the critical success next time.
Well,
Because if you were, like, invested in athletics, like if you had +4 strength and expert athletics, you'd have 12 athletics. And so the odds of a critical success would be significantly higher with that +2.
I mean, I'm in for a penny, in for a pound. Might as well try again.
I mean, with Matt.
We're just crit.
All right.
Yeah, we're just crit fishing at this
I
point.
was gonna say if you only succeeded on an 18, then with map you need a 20 to critically succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just making sure.
Hey, a 20.
Not that kind of 20. Yeah, I mean, very wobbly grip on dagger.
Go, get it out of here.
All right, so Grom and Co made 4 disarm checks. You take 4 persistent bleed. Let's get a recovery check. Failure.
I've been rolling so well on those.
So well. Archie, it's your turn.
Yeah. Clan daggers are dexterity.
It's went away because it took a turn.
Or can use dexterity to attack with.
The clan dagger finesse? No,
They're agile.
they're agile, but they are not finesse.
Okay. Well, let's till the start of your next turn.
Also,
yeah.
the fact that finesse doesn't let you use dex for damage, and the fact that the propulsive trait means you add half your strength to damage, makes dex way less of a god stat.
Yeah. So Archie's going to cast Enfeeble.
Okay. Fortitude save. Failure.
Oh, that has a duration.
It has a duration. I mean, it's a
Yep.
minute, so I don't really think you need to extend that one.
Yeah. Which was going to be the plan, which I think I'll still do, is cast Evil Eye in case Sickened
Sure.
affects ghosts.
Oh,
Okay. Extended. It's 1 minute plus a round.
Great, thanks, love it. All right, end of your turn. You take 6 bleed damage, and as you do, we're gonna get a blood accusation. And
No.
I'm not. What's that?
it has the visual trait. So I'm using my fucking focus spell.
It doesn't though.
It has the auditory trait or something.
Fear linguistic mental.
Linguistic implies.
Fear linguistic mental.
What? Okay, wait. There's some. Hold on.
Depends on language comprehension.
Yeah.
Linguistic effect. But like it could be that it was like spelling things out. It's
Looking it up.
That seems like that would either have the visual or the auditory trait.
I am wondering if this is a remaster versus pre-master thing, but I don't know how to find that because. Oh wait, hang on.
Oh, okay. I understand where my confusion is. This does not have, the reaction does not have that trait,
Yeah.
but the demoralized portion of it does. That's where I was getting confused. I was like, I watched it happen last time,
So-
and I know that there
okay.
was something triggered.
So you can counter performance the demoralize.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Great. Oh, apparently. Okay, so this is a variant of a monster that appears in Bestiary 3, and in that book it doesn't even have blood accusation, so that's great. So you're counter performancing the demoralize that blood accusation triggers.
Correct. That's where the
Okay.
auditory or visual will come in. I don't remember which. And
Okay.
It has a,
Okay, so How does counter performance work?
And I also way jumped the gun, so I apologize. My ally makes a save, and we choose between my performance check and their save, whichever is higher.
Okay. Oh, it's a fortune effect. Okay, cool.
Correct.
So, oh wait, it's in response to someone making a save.
Against an auditory or visual.
Demoralized doesn't have a save. I make an
It uses
intimidation
their
check.
DC.
Against their will DC?
Yes.
God damn it. Okay, then fuck. Counter performance does nothing.
I failed anyway.
Your shit just doesn't work. God, Aren.
I just need you to understand, I did not choose this. It came with the class, and it's come up once.
Uh-huh.
I mean, how often do D&D 5e bards use counter charm?
Literally fucking never.
Oh,
At least counter performance is a reaction, and not use your entire turn to give people advantage on things that enemies might use in the next round.
yeah. That and fucking... What's the absolute bullshit where you give yourself advantage next turn with the concentrate
True
spell?
Strike.
True Strike, yeah.
Supposedly True Strike is good in Baldur's Gate 3. I don't...
It is.
Okay, and supposedly True Strike is good in Pathfinder.
I mean, as long as you don't have to maintain concentration.
It's called Sure Strike now. It gives you advantage, and it also ignores circumstance penalties to the attack roll and any flat check required due to the target being concealed or hidden.
Oh, okay, so it's just straight up a good spell.
Yeah, and
Not better, just it's good.
It's a first rank spell. Like that's solid. And it's
Yeah.
one action. So you can do that and then immediately strike.
Valid.
Okay, so Krohan's gonna crit fish because he has to crit fish to do anything meaningful. And this guy is enfeebled too. That doesn't affect AC. I'm pretty sure Krohan. Yeah, that is max damage and
Useless. Okay.
useless. So we're crit fishing.
Nope.
We're crit fishing.
No.
Baroom.
Fucking. Okay.
You know, if Krohan were to get frightened, that would actually activate his Spirit's Round of Suffering, which would allow him to cast Runic Weapon on his pick and overcome the resistance.
Not me over here figuring out a way I can move to Krohan and cast Runic Weapon on my next turn.
You're going for that Demoralize.
I tell Krohan he sucks. It doesn't do anything. I'm out of hero points, yeah?
I think...
I truly... No, Baroom absolutely spends a turn just going, what the fuck is wrong with
Oh, God.
This is your quest, and you can't even hit the evil with
Okay,
it
okay, hang on. He did 20 fucking damage to this thing.
once.
He has done more damage than the rest of you combined.
I'm a support caster. I don't do damage.
Yeah, none of you do. It's a problem.
That's the problem.
Fucking...
Alright, I demoralized Krohan. It doesn't work. I Courageous Anthem everyone else, and then I am going to...
Wait, everyone else, as in you don't Courageous
no,
Anthem?
Krohan is Courageously Anthem.
Okay.
And then I am going to demoralize, or attempt to demoralize the fucking
Critical failure.
Blade Spirit, but I just have lost my spark.
Oh boy. Well, it's Krohan's turn to get stabbed. Because we are spreading the bleed around. And I do have a -2 penalty due to enfeebled.
Do you also have the penalty because of disarm?
I didn't.
Or they...
I did not add that. So that is a miss. Modifiers
Those
matter.
don't... Okay, yeah, that just reduces... If people just reduces, it's not another negative.
Right. See. Well, is that a circumstance penalty? On disarm? Yeah, circumstance penalty. I was just wondering because enfeeble is a status penalty.
Okay.
Oh, stacking.
So that's gonna miss. So we're just gonna keep throwing some death gaze at Grom.
I wish you wouldn't.
I know.
Because eventually I'm gonna fail.
Failure. Okay. So you take 12 void damage. Grom. What a riveting and
Pause the game.
damn it. What a riveting and interactive combat we have here.
Well,
We haven't
Grom
left this room.
Right?
isn't feeling great.
No shit.
So we're just gonna
First rank 3 action heal.
first rank 3 action heal.
Great.
It's gonna hurt the fucking spirit.
Yep.
I'll go that.
Fortitude. Failure.
Boom.
Hey!
Here you go.
Rolling max. Very nice. Crohan heals.
Fetch isn't hurt, so fetch doesn't heal. Since I didn't get a chance to tell fetch what to do this turn, he's just gonna crit. Is that okay?
He's just gonna.
Courageous Anthem made that a crit.
Yes.
Nice.
Suck it, Crohan.
Not feel this poor dwarf's thunder.
Wow.
So is that just the rule? We spend 4 to 5 business rounds doing thing, and then in 2 turns.
Yeah, pretty fucking much. Jesus Christ. You guys need a marshal.
We tried. We have Crohan.
And fetch, apparently.
Yeah, well, you know, that's also fair. We have fetch.
That second damage die that fetch got is really putting in some work.
It is doing all of the work.
Fetch goes to try and disarm again, but instead hits the dagger, and it goes into the spirit.
Hit me. Oh no, why are you dead now?
And then he's real excited because the spirit's not holding the dagger anymore.
I did it! Just waving the dagger. Look!
As
I succeeded.
as the blade spirit just sort of poofs, the dagger floats midair, and the gem begins glowing brightly, and dozens of flickering luminous runes appear in the air and float around and onto the blade, emblazoning themselves along its length. And as they do so, Taargick's statue animates, leans forward slightly, reaches out its hand, and says, "I believe you have something of mine."
You're not gonna try and stab us with it, are you? It's a valid question based on how our day's been going.
Come on, do it. Come on.
Krohan grabs the dagger out of the air and places it in the statue's hand. handle first. Taargick's statue studies the blade, runs its hand along its length and along the cutting edge. It makes a grinding noise because it's stone on metal.
Shouldn't do that as bad for the blade.
I welcome my clan dagger's return, yet this is not what I meant. You have my story, my unfinished work. The great worm Zogototaru carried this dagger to the surface because it is a key to my legacy. Skysunder was by my side as I led my people to the surface. But what use is a blade to a statue? Throws it in the air and catches it by the blade and holds it out. Dwarves have too long buried the past. Far better a mortal champion carry this and seek my tomb and my legacy. Krohan moves to take the dagger, and the statue says, your talents reside less in blades than in spirits, young Rivathan. Krohan is confused.
Been there.
You could have sensed this dagger no other way, yet you have much to learn. The statue just extends it in the direction of the rest of the group.
Archie will look over at Baroom and Grom like...
Yeah.
Baroom needs a clan dagger.
I was gonna say, Aren, feel guilty about taking the super legendary magical dagger. But I think Baroom would, like, they would... I mean, I used to live in it. Just for my picturing, the statue is bigger than all the rest. What's the proportion of dagger to Taargick? Like, is it like a toy in their hand or something?
It's a little toy-like. The statue's about 1.5 times scale.
Okay.
So, like, where the handle of a dagger would normally fit in your hand, it's like the dagger and the pommel and the crossguard fit in his hand.
Okay.
But, like, he's able to just sort of 3-finger pinch the blade to hand it.
I think Baroom would sort of, like, bow and then shuffle forward in a prone position and say, like, all I want is to learn and tell stories. So if wielding the dagger can aid me in doing so, I will gladly take it, or gladly wield it.
Wield it with pride. You have another relic of mine. And he says this to Krohan. And Krohan suddenly remembers and pulls out the shard of armor. And as he does so, the statue says, "Yes, broken in my fight with the Avernal Worm." And Baroom, where is your diplomat's badge?
On.
On? Like around your neck? Or in your beard?
Oh, it's a good question. I think old Baroom had it sort of pinned to their chest. Sorry, Shroom Baroom?
Shroom Baroom?
Shroom Baroom.
Mushroom.
Yeah, Shroom Baroom.
Okay.
I think that, like, woven into the beard would be apropos. Yeah.
Okay. The statue gestures to it and says, "Cut from my own beard out of shame when I left for the Darklands." These are all relics.
What were you ashamed of?
To find my tomb, the worm knows the way. Just does not address your question at all.
Oh, it's a recording. Got it.
Yeah.
To find the worm, seek her last victim, a Drathnalar survivor here in High Helm. The statue gazes about as if trying to pinpoint an unfamiliar sound. Tread carefully. As dwarves sought the surface, we slaughtered and made many enemies. As you seek the depths, perhaps you might heal some of those ancient wounds and find friends in unlikely places. But take care. You are not the only ones seeking the worm. And as he says this, you see a flash, an image in your mind of a massive, clearly worm-bored tunnel, practically perfectly circular, and a Hringar walking along the path. At this, the statue ceases to be animate. Krohan is just sitting with his head in his hands, like,
Is Rhea still here somewhere?
yes. So, during the fight with the Blade Spirit, I forgot to mention, the sort of, like, vortex of, elders around you, kind of went chaotic as hell, and Rhea spent the time that you were fighting keeping them from animating anything else.
Oh, Jesus.
I gotta see if Rhea's around and like say you might want to have a conversation with Krohan, given the revelation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There might be more qualified people than I to train him.
You're like the only Rivithan that I guess the second one of only two Rivithan that I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can make introductions. Yeah. Yeah. And she just like crouches next to Krohan, who at this point has just like slumped against a wall and sat down. She just crouches next to him, puts her hand on his shoulder, just like, it's gonna be okay. What's the height disparity?
Like 1.5 feet.
Okay, yeah. So she crouches and she's eye level with him.
Jeez Louise. Poor Krohan.
But you're also gonna like vouch for the fact that Taargick wanted us or one of us to have the dagger. Like we're not stealing it. It was given freely.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
And you hear a squeaked sort of yelp come from around a corner, and Ulfrey peeks out. Just wait, are you really gonna take it?
I mean, it seemed kind of important. I thought that was the assumption that we were Baroom.
Yes.
Also, I need to delete Taargick's clan dagger and instead give you Skysunder. That didn't work. Why didn't that work?
Yeah, Baroom would like turn to Ulfrey, like almost offended, and go,
Why is this not working?
Taargick said we must take this and use it to uncover, to unbury the past. That's not the correct turn of phrase, but whatever the correct one is.
Unearth.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So I was trying to drag a thing onto your sheet, but that thing was apparently a loot object that contained the weapon. And not the weapon itself. Amazing.
Amazing. I am now encumbered.
Amazing. Oh, because you were at 9 light.
I throw away the dagger I was holding.
Put it in the stash for now.
Krohan just kind of like half-heartedly hands the armor shard to Archie.
Yeah. Go. Cool.
And that is called Adamantine Echo. That didn't work, did it? God. It did. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I got a thing on my sheet.
And then, Baroom, I'm going to take away your Diplomat's badge and instead give you Uniter of Clans. So, we get to have a talk about relics and how they work. They're items that level up with you. It's a system that's like super familiar from a lot of RPGs. It's an item that levels up with you. Number one, the level of the item is always equal to your level, but that doesn't actually improve it in any way. What does improve it is advancing your bond to the item. Every relic has a unique way of advancing its bond, and when you advance its bond, you get new abilities and shit. And the abilities that you can get are from an explicit list on that item. It's like these are the things that you can pick from whenever it advances. So I believe you immediately get a minor gift. So I do think it makes sense for Baroom to have Skysunder, but also there's 3 relics and there's 3 of you.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do about that.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you're allowed to have 2 relics.
I guess the issue is like the Uniter of Clans makes from my perspective the most sense to Bard.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. 2. I have no idea if you're allowed to have multiple. Put on the list.
Okay.
What are you?
I think not in this instant, but at some point in time, Baroom would ask Grom if he wanted to trade clan daggers. Like, I know you didn't want to do it with Crowhunt because you hated him.
Would not be this moment, but
Oh, that
So-
is definitely like an offer that would be made.
I don't think you understood why I wouldn't give Crowhan my clan dagger. It's not because I hated him. It's because the clan dagger itself is special.
But this one's more special.
Not to me. I mean, yes, it's a fantastic artifact. It has a lot of importance to like the dwarven culture as a whole. But on a personal level, my clan dagger is still the most special clan dagger to me. I've had it since I was born, literally.
And you're over 100 years old?
Yeah, I'm like 180 years old or something.
187.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had
There-
this functionally since I was born. Like, give or take a day.
There are so
attached
many.
to
it.
Yeah, there are so many details that I feel like should be in biography, and they're on the first tab, like age,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's just like shit. Where? Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, the faux pas of offering to trade will happen.
Okay.
Yeah. Grom wears armor, right?
Yes, I think I have leather armor or something. What do I have? What am I wearing? Hide. I have hide armor.
Okay. Good. Yeah, because I think at some point Archie would be like with the armor piece, be like, yeah, no, the clan dagger a little weird, but I think I could do something with this. Which, because I'm guessing the armor piece would not work with Archie's just clothing.
It actually does.
Oh.
Like adventuring clothes or whatever they're called are considered armor for the purpose of adding runes. And the adamantine echo functions as a +1 armor potency rune.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure since it says an intact suit of armor.
Yeah, explorer's clothing is technically a suit of armor. Although hilariously, the description of it says, though it's not armor. But it does say it can grant an item bonus to AC if etched with potency runes.
I mean, Grom is literally wearing a suit, just to say. It complements their helmets.
I wore that suit to the party. I'm not wearing it around town. It's much too fancy for that.
That was yesterday. Now, I have no idea how to actually give you the minor gifts that these relics bestow. Like, they're written in the item, and I just straight up do not know how to. Oh boy.
It's on the list.
Thank you.
Maybe there's like a uniter of clans parentheses minor gifts like thing.
So the thing is, they are magic items in their own right. Like, Uniter of Clans is a diplomat's badge. It also is a relic, so it can get gifts and whatnot. I don't actually have any indication of whether or not you're supposed to get a gift now, but I think you are, because one of the named gifts was available on the Corrupted Blade Spirit stat block as an action.
Got it.
So it's like,
You
okay,
can get Death Gaze.
no, it was actually an action I didn't use because Death Gaze is way cooler. I also don't know why that would have... It was also a ranged attack, so... Wouldn't have made a lot of sense to use.
We were crowding the whole time.
Yeah. Very, very crowd. Very surround. Much surround. Anyway. What are you doing right now?
I would say once we get to a spot where we are kind of not around other people, Archie would bring up, he's like, you remember like when we were first doing stuff and wandering around the city? Yeah, we ran into a Drathnalar lady who basically said there was weird rumblings and like the end times were coming, right?
We definitely did. I just don't remember in what level of the city.
I've been hitting the head a lot since then. Like a lot.
I think it was in King's Feet or whatever it's called.
But I think she was...
No,
the
the
depths.
bottom. The depths.
The bottom, the feet, you know. Everything
King's
from the crown to the
King's
feet.
Heart, King's Feet, I don't know.
But it seemed like she was concerned with something happening and curious if it's because something had happened before.
So before you separate from her, Rhea would caution to encourage keeping this at least a little bit under wraps, lest High Helm become a hotbed of speculation and treasure hunting.
Yeah, that seems very fair and reasonable.
We'll probably need to apply some resources surreptitiously to find the Strathnalar, and this would have been before you mentioned any of this.
Yeah, I'm not. Rhea's worked with us. Archie would probably have let her know.
Okay.
His random. Hey, we ran into a thing. Did we actually talk to her, or did we just hear about her? I think we ran into her, and it was just like wow, that was a really weird interaction, and then went about what we were doing.
So the goal then is to figure out who the hell this Strathnalar is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that might be a tomorrow problem, though, because we spent 12 hours in the library today.
Yep.
And got our asses beat.
A little bit.
Literally.
Yep.
Yeah. Then Archie goes, okay, and also when we get back, everybody, there's potions in the stash. We need to start carrying those with us everywhere.
It's time to be paranoid.
Yeah.
I got good with bandages real quick.
And I ended initiative immediately, even though you were all bleeding, because I figured administer first aid is a thing, and several of you are proficient or trained in medicine, so I didn't bother. I'm wondering. So yes, it is probably a tomorrow problem. Rhea and Krohan are gonna go get a drink and talk. Yes.
They should get a drink on the rocks. Just to
Hang on.
discuss
Professor's
river
coming with
setting.
us.
Hang on. All right. I just deleted Aren.
That's okay. That's valid. I earned that.
I just hid them from OBS.
Mhm.
That's fine.
I don't exist anymore.
That's fine. Okay. And y'all are gonna head somewhere to fucking sleep.
The
Yeah,
house
Back to our
that we
normal
sold.
place that we're staying.
Sure.
Yeah.
Back to our house.
No. Right.
The place where you're squatting.
Yeah. She didn't seem like she was coming back.
Probably not. Grom, don't you live in the city?
Yeah. Not too far from where we're staying.
Okay. Sure. Why not?
It's better for party morale this way.
You don't have a giant alchemical kitchen that you're comfortable with Archie destroying, do you?
Yeah, Archie's like, I totally
I
just
think-
packed this up and
I
bring it
think
to
in
your
the
house.
clan hall, they probably just have one big kitchen, and I think those that are in charge of meals probably wouldn't like you in there.
Yeah, so there we go. Perfect reason to stay.
That's not to say there isn't a place where you could do the alchemical experimentation that you seemed to enjoy doing for the last week.
I mean,
But-
I've done good. I haven't dropped the necrotic spores into anything yet.
The fact
But
Also,
that you even
definitely
brought that
having-
up
we
brings
definitely have
concern.
meat from the kitchen. Yeah.
yeah, we need to find some fire. Like, not just like a campfire. I want some like actual fire. Maybe a forge. Maybe go to a forge. We just toss that
There's
in
like
there.
a whole
and-
section of the city that's dedicated to that.
If I gave it to
We
one of you
don't go
guys,
there.
you could. Oh no, you guys could totally go there. If I gave it to one of you, you'd be cool going up there and tossing it in.
No. Not in the city. Because we don't know that would kill it.
They could just send it up the forge chimneys and disperse it better.
Turn it into an aerosol.
I really gotta get better at looking at chat. I just saw messages from Fluffy Train.
Yeah.
That was like hours ago, wasn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I gotta get better at looking at chat.
Or not.
You were in the middle of talking about something. I was going to bring it up, but like you were right in the middle of a scene.
Got it. Well, hello, Fluffy Train, if you're still around. I do remember you. And congratulations on finishing Dungeon of the Mad Mage. That is... Jesus Christ, that's a lot. It was a lot. Okay. So, just to make a long story slightly shorter, by the end of tomorrow, Rhea tracks you down, or you let her know where you are. I don't know.
Krohan knows where we're staying, so...
Sure. And lets you know that she, without revealing too much or a why at all, she asked around the Tolor clan hall if they have any guests of the Drathnalar variety. And then when that turned up nothing, she asked them to ask their contacts. And by the end of the day, she had heard that there are no Drathnalar in any of the major clan halls. There are very, very few Drathnalar in the city. So if they're going to be in the city, they're going to be somewhere that doesn't have a clan hall. Can I recommend the burrows?
The depths. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, we got friends down there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a couple of contacts. We saved someone's life that lives there.
Mm.
We should probably check in on him, see how he's doing.
Sure, he's not recommitted to a life of crime.
Mm. Okay. Well, let me know if I can help.
I assume that at some point we're going to need to leave, and we might need supplies, and we're very short on money.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What kind of supplies?
Like food?
Okay.
Like any situation you can imagine happening, we need supplies for that.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I assume we're going to be spending a good portion of time out in the Darklands.
Mm.
So, like, general survival stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's just, the assumption I get based on the conversation that was had at the end of that ritual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll see what I can do.
Aren, don't know. Is there like something like an archaeologist kit or something?
I believe. That's a good fucking question. I mean, there's artisans tools, artisans toolkit, but they're not actually like needed for anything, and unless you get a sterling toolkit, it doesn't provide any benefits. Like they're actually required for Artisan's Toolkit Sterling. Gives you a +1 item bonus to the check, but unless it's a craft that actually requires the toolkit, having the toolkit doesn't do anything.
Gotcha. Okay.
What is required for like moving runes around?
That's big on my list.
That was we just got that. The repair kit, I think, is all we need. Well, maybe not for runes. I know for talismans you need the repair kit.
Yeah, there's the magical crafting feat, which I think Archie has now, and
yeah.
I think money.
Just magically craft money into the answer to all of your problems.
Yeah, because if we move a rune from one thing to another, do we need a rune stone to inscribe it on?
No. So the DC of the crafting check to transfer a rune is determined by the item level of the rune being transferred, and the price of the transfer is 10% of the rune's price, unless transferring from a rune stone, which is free. If you're swapping 2 runes between 2 items, use the higher level and higher price between the 2 runes. It takes 1 day to transfer a rune or swap a pair of runes, and you can continue to work over additional days to get a discount as usual with craft.
Okay, so we'll probably also want to take a few days in, because we have the whip, and move that off.
A striking rune has a price of 65 gold, so the price of transferring it would be 6.5.
I should have thrown that in the stash so long ago.
The whip?
Yeah, it's a whole fucking bulk.
Hey, now you can hold your fancy clan dagger.
Woo!
No. I can hold my normal dagger and my fancy clan dagger.
Yeah. But yeah, mainly just wonder like the tools, like in case we run across something out in the Darklands, if we want to do swaps while we're out, just making sure we have what we need on hand.
Yeah. Yeah. You can only swap 2 fundamental runes or 2 property runes. Transferring is as long as the item can accept it. You only need a rune stone if you want to take a rune off of an item and not put it on another one. And then when you do want to put it on another one, it's actually free to do so. So it's just the cost of the rune stone, which is like 3 gold.
Yeah.
And then runestones are consumable. When the rune leaves the runestone, it's destroyed.
Huh, apparently I didn't grab making runestones.
Oh, as
yeah,
a formula?
Yeah. Yeah, well.
Yeah. What? I've lost the plot. What is the plan at this point?
So if she doesn't come to us until the end of the next day, we probably don't want to go down to the burrows too late. Just because, interrupting people at night.
Sure.
Unannounced.
Sure.
So probably the next day, go and find our friend whose name I definitely remember.
Fazil.
Fazil.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
And also his
rat friend.
I was trying to remember the new name for rat folk.
They get a name?
Yeah. All of the Isoki, as rat folk call themselves. Yes. His Isoki friend Usa.
Yeah. They go talk to them and see if they can't help us with tracking down.
Okay.
Probably not tell them why. Just
Sure.
if they have seen any Drathnalar besides Archie.
Yeah, not a lot of you in the town. I keep forgetting you're Drathnalar because your character sheet says Umbral Gnome. It's like it's the same thing.
Figured out my confusion. Their entry in Player Core 2 says Ratfolk.
Oh wow.
But then the first word of the entry is Isoki are beings that most surface-dwelling humanoids refer to as, quote, ratfolk.
Great. Love it.
Yeah.
I was like, I remember reading this because we talked about horrible artwork.
Are lizard folk in that book? And are they referred to as lizard
folk.
But they're referred to as Uruxi?
Hold on, let me go to that section.
Okay, so the plan is to go to the burrows and start looking for Fazil and or Usa specifically?
Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
Also, while I was tall Baroom, we uncovered in the marketplace, a sort of meeting point or access point to the Black Noon Gauntlet sort of Like, we uncovered some Black Moon Gauntlet thing that Aren, didn't write down. I think it was...
While you were at Hall.
I think it was... Yeah. We were going through the marketplace. And we came across...
I have no memory of this.
I don't either.
You don't even have notes up on it?
I have no memory of this. So the...
It's okay.
As you start asking around for USA, the answer that you get pretty immediately and pretty ubiquitously is you don't find USA, she finds you.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to talk to her, just hang around. And it really does not take long for her to find you. And she's like standing around a corner from you when she gets your attention. Says, "You're looking for me?"
No, we were standing here so that you could look for us, apparently.
Yeah, I heard. What do you want?
We're looking for someone. Not you, someone else.
Okay. Details.
See any Drathnalar down here other than this one?
Few of them. Any details?
Really old, I think, is about the only detail we have, right?
Really, really old. Probably not all there.
Talking about the end times.
I, June, am confused why you think that they're very old. Or unless
Didn't we get to seek the last survivor?
Yeah, seek the last survivor of the name of that.
What was the line? To find the worm, seek her last victim, a Drathnalar survivor here in Highhelm.
I think I had thought that's Drathnalar survivor of the destroyed city. Insert name.
Goldredge?
Goldredge, thank you.
Okay.
She's probably been talking about getting attacked by a worm.
Okay. Any other details?
Looks like she was attacked by a worm.
Also, I think we're saying she, but I think the worm is she.
The worm is
Seek
she.
her last victim. So the Drathnalar could be either or
Any.
both in between any.
I think the reason you latched onto she is because you remembered seeing a Drathnalar woman in the depths who was talking about end times.
We're just
And just
connecting
assumed
all the
that was the same person.
Aren't you?
16 dots.
Yeah.
So USA is just like, oh, okay, yeah, I know her. What did you want with her?
To have a conversation.
Well, that's gonna be hard. That's gonna be real hard.
How so?
Oh, she got arrested a few weeks ago.
For what?
Smuggling, apparently. There, yeah, no, it's kind of it's a fucking bummer because they took her to the bra.
Smuggling what?
I don't know. I don't ask. You don't ask about someone's business.
You ask what got them caught.
Listen, I don't know anything about what it is that she may or may not have allegedly smuggled. Okay?
Do you know what kind of things that she may or may not have been able to get you if you were in the market for them?
Perhaps. listen. I don't know. You're looking for Jarelga. I can.
And she's locked up in the what?
The Broch. Which is a private for-profit prison in King's Crown.
Oh, I remember that place.
Yeah, I was looking for, like, I think I got to everywhere except for King's Crown. And I was going through the list of stuff on the maps, and I was like...
Nice. She tells you, okay, listen, I tried to do her a solid, and I gathered up all her shit after she was arrested so that it didn't get, like, impounded or stolen or anything. So, like, I got it all in a trunk. I can show you.
Is Fazil staying out of frickin' crimes?
I need to look up.
Or at least not getting caught.
Right.
Well, like the crimes was the least. Is he staying away from the criminal guild?
The Black Noon Gauntlet. The Black Noon.
Like, if he's doing crime independently, we can't stop him from doing that. But, we should...
He has actually, to Usa's mild disdain, gone straight, and he's inventing shit now.
For him. He didn't have it in him to do crime.
Yeah, well... He was a damn good lockpick. Locksmith? Yeah.
Well, now he's locksmithing. Before he was lockpicking.
I mean, you could probably make some money doing that a legal way. People lock themselves out of places all the time.
Anyway, So she gave you a name, and
Jarelga.
This name should be familiar to you.
Because I, Aren, do not know.
Yeah, it is a name that you have heard before, and you have heard it in the recording gem that you found in Goldredge.
Oh. No.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's like the sister of the one that was trapped in the gem, right?
Okay, so we go to the trunk and hope there's a diary detailing explicit information of exactly what we want. Or we got to get into a prison.
A jailbreak?
I wouldn't say jailbreak. I don't think that we're the right people for that sort of task.
I mean, we could always ask for help from people that were good at that task.
Like picking locks, for example?
Or maybe a criminal organization that we didn't want someone else joining.
Yeah.
Maybe they let visitors in and we can just go talk to her.
Maybe she has a bail that we can afford.
Maybe. Well, you can decide what it is that you want to do in the next week, because that's where we're going to end today's session, and we'll see what the hell to do about her imprisonment next time on Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Which doesn't have the same gravitas as next time on Dungeons and Dragons.
But not next week.
Oh, but not next week.
Yeah,
right.
Not next week.
Yeah, so we will not be playing Pathfinder next week because Matt has a social life.
Yeah.
How dare he?
How dare he? Yeah. But you got relics. You fixed the dagger. You did the whole goddamn thing that you've been trying to do this entire time. It's done. And you've been given a new quest.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
good.
We're gonna go find the place where all the things happened.
The quest for
Are
Sky,
happening.
like, we did not solve any of like our personal curiosities. So
Sure.
even if like the dagger stayed in High Helm and everybody went happy hunky dory, I'd be like, okay, we have to go back down and figure out who the fuck these people were.
Sure. Sure. Absolutely. Okay. So, yeah, that's where we'll end it today. If you have been watching us on Twitch, as I suspect you have not, check us out on YouTube. We got all of our videos over on the YouTubes. But I suspect that if you are watching this and hearing my voice at this time, that means that you're watching it on YouTube. And if so, you should check us out on Twitch, where we're live every Wednesday, except July 2nd.
Some of them.
At 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and Europe doesn't matter. Americentrism. You can also join our Discord at discord.thegildedtroll.tv. And yeah, that's all I got. That's all the everything. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time. Bye.